What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and we're back with another episode of Planet Xbox. Sorry for the short break, even though technically it wasn't no break because we actually went live over the last 2 weeks. It just wasn't for a traditional Planet Xbox podcast, but we got a lot to talk about. We still got to give our uninterrupted thoughts of Inside Xbox from last week and the gameplay or not so gameplay reveal. We're going to be talking about the Unreal Engine 5 reveal. We are also going to be talking about Assassin's Creed and the infamous 30 frames per second, as well as some possible next gen release dates leak. So let's get started. I am your host, the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and let's get the panel members in. How you doing, Chris Righteous?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm just gonna get through my intro real quick. This is Chris Righteous, PlayStation Guys podcast. We got a lot to talk about. Real quick before we continue with the other intros, I just want to address two things real quick. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my boy Nick Banks. Know what I mean? Salute to you because you did say some shit about Ghost of Tsushima not having gameplay last week, but you did correct it on Twitter. So no harm, no foul. Second thing is Smooth. You had a lot of bullshit to say once I left the live stream last time about PlayStation guys being musty, smelly, that you hope our SSD melt when we get our PS5 and all sorts of bullshit. And you said it when I left the podcast too. You know what I mean? You didn't say it when I was in there. You said it when I left the podcast. You know what I mean? So I can't let that shit slide.
I didn't realize you left the podcast.
I said, yo, I'm not.
The fuck?
You know what I mean? I left that motherfucker, but just want to say on behalf of everybody else, right? Since you were roasting us, you need to shut your smelly breath, smelling like sour cream and onion looking ass, looking like freaking Land Before Time, baby dinosaur motherfucker. Don't you ever come
out
with
going on?
Wait.
I don't already know what's like. Chris, you done? You done, Chris?
Nah, I'm not done. He's roasting us, so now I'm gonna roast him. I told him no harm, no foul. Alright? Look like you walked out of the bottle.
Chris, hold on, Chris.
That's like you look like a Goomba from Mario.
Yo, Chris, you gotta fix your mic.
Your mic is like
so
good.
That's Chris's mic. Chris.
Yeah, that's Chris's mic.
I didn't know who the fuck that was.
Alright?
Who are you even talking about?
Wait,
Hold
on. Like, there's somebody's mic doing something crazy.
It's feedback from somewhere.
Is it me?
No. Can you guys hear me?
No, yeah, I can hear you.
Everything's good now.
Hello?
Yep.
Chris, say something. It's Chris.
Yo, you hear me?
You sound better now, yeah.
Oh,
Well, never mind. Hold on. Maybe it's Sony pressure cooker.
Hey, bless you.
Hello?
Got something on? You got
I don't think it's blessed. I think whoever came in.
Are you saying somebody's mic is making noise? I'm looking at my mic. It's not making noise when I do it.
Nah, it's not. I don't know.
It happens right before you speak, Chris. It's weird.
Back out. Chris, leave and come back.
Yo.
Yes,
it's weird.
it's still Chris, bro.
What is happening?
Sound like a G.I. Joe walkie-talkie out there.
Bro, it sounds like Cthulhu talking from the fourth dimension. Bro.
Yeah, it's like some sort of like telephonic shit. It's like yo, Chris, you're gonna have to unplug if you get.
He left the chat. Let's just move on to the other introductions.
The introductions. Okay, we got a guest in here tonight. Up and coming. You know, he's doing his thing on Twitch, on Gears and stuff like that. Yeah, we hear you much better.
It's okay for now. I don't know.
It's better.
Yeah.
All right.
Nah, I want to finish my shit because Smooth had a lot to say last week about us, right? He's calling me smelly. He's calling me stinky and all that shit, right?
I mean, I think he was speaking in general, but
Oh shit! All right.
But
You're
I'm
really
part of
gonna.
that. So
Are you really gonna get in your feelings over this, Chris?
No, I literally just said before the podcast.
It sounds like you and your feelings, man.
Now let him cook.
I'll look your ass next.
Hold on. Let Chris cook right quick. Go ahead, cook. Let's see.
I hope when you get your Series X, the SoC chip is missing out that motherfucker because Aaron Greenberg, fat biscuit head ass, ate that motherfucker. Wow. I hope when you unbox that bitch, it falls on your pinky toe and you get a blister and you can't walk straight for a week.
Wow.
It falls on your pinky toe, bro.
It took him all day to write those down.
Yo, those are bars.
Oh, man, them bars right
Those are bars, bro.
Smooth shit talking the PlayStation Nation last week, so I just had to. It's not personal. I still love Smooth. That's my brother.
You mean PlayStation Predators?
Oh, man. Damn.
Yo, shout out to Chris. Yeah, Chris, I didn't realize you left because I was like, those were words I wanted you to hear in every PlayStation fan listen on there. But I appreciate it. You know what I mean? If it like right now, I'm in a good mood. So no offense taken. But no, I just want to introduce our guest on the podcast here tonight. Like I said, he's up and coming on Twitch. He'd be on that Gears 5, putting in work. His Twitch is about to be popping if it ain't popping already. Follow this man on Twitter. Good, sensible dude, good people. Hustle and Motivate. How are you? He was on Weapon Wheel last weekend, and now he's on Planet Xbox. Hustle and Motivate, man. Let them know who you are, where they can find you. What's up?
Hey, thank you for that intro, Smooth. I definitely appreciate it. My name is Hustle and Motivate. You would have been able to catch me on the Ultra Preset podcast, but Merc told me to go eat a dick and get the fuck from around there. Say no. No, that's my dude. No, my work schedule kind of got in the way. I made my premiere or debut last night, and I found out today that I have a new job, and I work from 5 in the morning up until, so I can't be on the Ultra Preset podcast. But if you guys follow me on Twitter at Hustle and Motivate. And every time that Merc and his guys go live, we will tweet that out, and we're gonna be up in that man chat holding them down. My name is Hustle and Motivate. I was on Weapon Wheel Sunday. I was on the Scumcast on Saturday, and I was on Crossfire Friday, preaching that Naughty Dog goodness, man. I think I know this is an Xbox podcast. Let me just take a minute to just say, The Last of Us 2 is looking like a 96 on Metacritic. I said 97 the other day, but it's a 96. It's going to outperform the first one, and all the flaws that was in that first one is going to be fixed the second time around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Liberal media game of the year.
Did you want to do a bend the knee on that Hustle?
Yeah, I got to fall back a little. Just 1 point down. All
right, and in our other guests, I know him as a Bless. But, I mean, we don't really get along too well. But I was pressured to get him on the podcast by our resident PlayStation guy. So, what's up?
Bro, all I do whenever I talk to you on Weapon Wheel podcast, I just try to talk some sense into you. That is all I try to do, bro.
No one can talk sense to me. I'm full of sense.
But what's up, everybody?
It's good.
Why you change your name, bro? Why'd your name Sony Pressure Cooker? Like,
bruh, all right.
Cause that shit's about
There's
to
only a couple of people that figure this out, bro. Think about it. A faucet leaking. Come on.
What?
No?
Huh?
No?
I thought it was like it applied pressure. Like
It's a leak. It's a leaking faucet, and it's the Sony. Sony were pressured to release The Last of Us 2's release date.
Oh, okay.
True.
From the leaks. You get it now? Sony.
all right, that robotic shit is back. I'm sorry. Like,
It's not me.
Yo.
okay.
Is that me, Smooth?
No.
Is it me?
No, it was originally Chris.
Is it me again?
It might be.
No, it wasn't him that time.
You might have to mute your mic occasionally.
Now it's Jay.
Yeah, it sounds like Jay.
Jay's mic sounds like it's like
popping up
fizzy.
when it does it.
What are you talking about? New me?
Yeah, your mic
mic
sounds
like
fizzy.
it's fizzy.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, like it wasn't in all the way or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
But I stream sometimes on Twitch at Blessed Red. There's that.
And Blessed Red, you're African American, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Bro. Just because he talks proper don't mean.
No, I'm not saying I don't think he talks proper. He just has like I don't fall for like, oh, you talk proper, you sound like you talk proper. No, I can talk proper when I it just
Well,
I don't know, man.
Bro, me and my brother get that shit all the time. We talk proper, bro. It is what it is, dude. I don't know.
Oh no, never mind. I hear it now. Okay, all right, man. Shout out to your name is harder now than it was before. Kurokoi.
Kadoi Koi.
Kuroi Koi.
Yeah, shit is Japanese. Yeah,
it's Japanese.
PSN name.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, but yeah. So what's good, y'all? It's your boy, formerly Def Grips. I had to change it across the board. I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch and shit. You know. Yeah,
Oh, that's why you did that, bad boy. Okay. You there?
Mm-hmm.
No, shit. I'm good. Shit, I was.
No. I was saying.
I thought he was gonna keep going.
No. Yeah, I was like, that's why you changed your name. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and my man, Dope Boy, how are you, man?
You know, just been chilling, doing a lot of research today, getting prepared for this podcast. So
Absolutely,
it's gonna be a lot of different things covered. The resident Halo gamer here, so if you guys want to see some Halo gameplay, I'm gonna have my YouTube channel start up in probably a couple days or a couple weeks, depending on how things are going. So see a lot of good Halo gameplay from me.
And Dope Boy Jay made his appearance on Weapon Wheel this past weekend as well. So
Yes.
we got some talent on this podcast, and I'm expect you guys to get hit up for some more podcasts because we got a sensible team here, and we had Kuroi. Damn, fuck that shit up. On like a couple weeks back, D-Nick, were you on recently, or are you going to be on pretty soon or something like that, or Nick Banks? All right, so he must be dealing with some background noise.
Nick was on it. Nick was on it. I think like after me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So we doing it big here, and then of course, Attic, our gaming addict, obviously member of the Iron Lords podcast, co-founder of the podcast over there that's like blowing up.
Well, actually, technically, I'm the founder of the podcast.
Shit.
Me and Cognito got a huge argument over it one time because we couldn't figure. I was like, dude, I founded it and you're the host. He's like, no, I'm not. I had to literally go back because he's like, I made the name. And I was like, no, I made the name. And then I was like, fuck this, I'm not arguing about this anymore. I literally went back and looked at so many DMs until I found where I suggested Iron Lords podcast, and he's like, you right.
Yeah, so founder of the Iron Lords podcast, Chris.
Bro, what the hell is happening? Your mic is dying.
Chris, what mic are you using, bro? Don't tell me you're using that PlayStation headset.
What the fuck?
He used the PlayStation controller.
It's like going into a tsunami, bro.
That's a headset you pick up at Walgreens.
Nah, that's the PS4 headset that came.
Yeah, that's the PS4. That's the earbud. Yeah.
That's the out the box.
Damn. So that means
No, did y'all peep the Digital Foundry video? The dude was wearing that shit in the beginning.
Yeah, I was like, bro, no way you're actually utilizing that shit.
How much you wanna bet since this new controller has built-in mic, they're not gonna even put one with it.
Absolutely not.
That would
Yeah.
be gas, bro.
But
That would be terrible.
it's like I said before. I think it's gonna be used as a smart assistant in PS5. I strongly believe that PlayStation 5 has a smart assistant, and that's what that microphone is gonna be used for, as well as in-game features. Like you're gonna be able to interact with NPCs in game from first-party titles, and third parties might be able to implement it using that microphone. So you might be able to do some pretty cool stuff with that.
I don't
That's
think
my
no one's
theory.
using that shit for jack shit. It's gonna be a mic that people use because they don't have a mic.
I hope it's not. Honestly,
it's gonna be that mic you in Call of Duty lobbies, and you hear everything in the background.
Exactly. No, bro, no, bro.
so horrible.
Bro, don't wish that upon us, bro.
Well, no one wished that upon you. Sony wished that upon you when Sony put it in their controller.
Bruh.
Are you gonna hear somebody like clapping cheeks and like smoking bongs, bro?
I'm hearing that with the good mic. So.
Yeah.
All right, so where do we want to get started? There's a couple things. I mean, we all just came off of like the Unreal Engine that is the PlayStation 5 demo. Everybody's I guess we could start with this. So I apologize to everyone. I was given some shit information about the PlayStation 5 being shown today, and so I took that with confidence and made a video yesterday, tweeted it yesterday, and even named my stream the PS5 reveal. And the Summer Games Fest, and the thing is, it was hyped up, right, by Jeff Keighley and IGN. And they were getting people ready, like telling them to get some sleep, that it's going to be an important moment for gaming, so what ended up happening is it ended up being the reveal for the Unreal Engine 5. However, to my credit, it was still PlayStation 5 related because they were using PlayStation 5 dev kit to show off the game, and they kept praising that, hey, this is possible on the PlayStation 5. This is running on PlayStation 5. Very, very impressive Unreal Engine 5 dev kit. The game, if that was a game, I would definitely be wanting, because it looked like it was more so like a Tomb Raider Uncharted type, except the bitch can fly or glide. But here, either there, it looked amazing. It looks absolutely amazing, and the immediate reaction from our peers is that, oh, this is how you do gameplay. Oh, this is next generation. Oh, this is only possible on a PlayStation 5.
I don't think that's the initial reaction. I think, you see some people saying that, but like I saw Kofi stream, he wasn't really pleased. I saw BG stream, he wasn't really pleased. Like,
yeah, but those are select people. I'm talking about everybody that, you gotta think of the front line. Everybody that has something to say about Inside Xbox in the gameplay that was shown there. A lot of these people were the ones today claiming how this is like only possible because of PlayStation 5 SSD. They were like holding on to talking points from Tim Sweeney, like
funny.
But go ahead, Attic, because it seems.
But at that point, like, is it because they generally thought it was good gameplay, or if they could have, or they were looking more towards itch? What's what I'm looking for? Were they more excited about PlayStation showing something, or were they more excited about PlayStation one-upping Microsoft? That's the question.
I think it's a little bit of both, because they actually showed in gameplay footage of the engine.
I think a lot of these people don't. I think a lot of these people don't care what Sony does as long as it's better than what Microsoft does.
Me, I was more excited about the gameplay though. I was more excited about the features that they're introducing with Unreal Engine 5 and the capability of an engine like that on next generation, and what kind of improvements you can see from games using some of those features. And we can see other developers and other engines applying some of the same features, like what Digital Foundry said about Lumen, right? How you can implement that level of global illumination instead of using ray traced global illumination, which takes a huge performance in your hardware. So you can use Lumen, for example, for global illumination, and then you can use ray trace shadows or something like that. Like there's so many different aspects of this engine that's very exciting for next gen. Yeah. And the geometry and tessellation and stuff like that is going to be greatly improved with it as well. So you can see the lighting detail and the black level detail with the shadows, because all of that's dynamic. It's not baked in, so you can have a much more interactive world because you're not going to have as many static objects.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that I did take from this is Microsoft needs to do something similar with this, with the Slip Space engine.
For sure.
I just hope it ain't a tech demo though. I want to actually see some.
No,
NPC.
it could. Well, obviously, there's only one game being made on the bastard right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody
I
has
mean-
access to Unreal Engine 5 right now. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Mhm.
Can
well,
we
no,
just-
I have a feeling people have been making shit with this engine for a while. It's just right now it's became public, and next year.
Oh yeah.
Because what the thing is people don't realize that a lot of engines aren't available to the public for a price, but Unreal is.
Yeah.
So like when it comes to developers like that like Ubisoft, Microsoft, like I guarantee you Microsoft, Sony, like they're all
Microsoft definitely has access. They exclusively work
Yeah.
with like Unreal Engine for like all their games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks to a coalition,
so
guy.
they have it, but when it comes to like the people on Twitter, the indie devs, like it's available to them next year.
Yeah.
All right. Can we just all admit that, or can we all acknowledge that a tech demo is not gameplay because it's not a real game?
No. It's
I don't know. People are already putting up polls who had the better gameplay, PlayStation 5 or inside
people-
Xbox.
Smooth, those people are stupid. It's not a real
yeah.
game. It's not a game. It's a tech demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a real game.
Well, what about
let's
the argument?
let's just start that. Like,
I-
let's just make that.
Look, is
No.
it technically? I think it's technically gameplay. It's just not a game that does exist. Like,
Not a game.
what's it
No.
called?
No.
Hold up, Detroit Become Human. That was a tech demo, and then it ended up becoming a game. So like, we can't say it's not gameplay. Is it?
No,
is
like it was
It's
based
not
off a
game.
tech demo.
But
Like it was
is it-
based off a tech demo, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but we have
like
to.
a
If
tech
we
demo.
want to show you the engine, right? What do you want to see? A CG trailer, or you want to see gameplay within the engine? You need to be able to display
Yeah,
the engine
it
within
would-
the context of gameplay. Now it's
Yeah,
not
it
actual.
needs
It's
to
not an
be.
actual. It's not an actual video game, but they developed the level within their engine. Having somebody play the game, go through it, climb rocks, walk through a cave, walk on
That's
water.
not gameplay though.
The-
Like-
The problem is,
You know
the
what?
problem
Alright, so-
is the problem is they showed gameplay, but they didn't
Huh?
show a game that exists.
I will say
Like,
I will say
You'll
like,
never
who-
play this
okay.
gameplay they showed.
Okay.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's
Addict,
MIA.
think about it like this. Who's to say that there's even a person actually controlling the character though?
You're right. It could be.
Like
That's
we
what I
don't
was
even
going
know
with.
if there's somebody with the controller.
I didn't see no
like
hubs
it
or
could be
anything like that.
literally.
You're right.
It could literally
yeah,
be like
she just saw prompts.
And
like a
and when
made
she-
video, like in engine made video where like
when she,
the character moves from
Yeah,
what
when
they.
she was
Alright,
flying,
so
it looked,
separate
when
from
she
that,
was
what
flying,
So it's like
what is-
it's a
Hold on.
Hold on, let him finish his point. Let him finish his point before
How
the
do,
next
you,
person.
how do you guys feel about Unreal Engine 4? And how do you feel about what it's capable of doing on next gen hardware? That's a better
Unreal
I-
Engine
I'm not
4
like-
has memory management
Or engine,
problems
engine,
where
engine 5. I mean, Engine 5, not 4.
Oh,
5.
5 looks really promising. 4
Yeah,
had
I
problems
got-
where it would have memory problems, like games like Star Wars and like where they literally had slow. Well, I just hit my mic. They literally had slow sections in order to load in assets.
Yeah.
Like that's a problem. Unreal
like,
Engine
that's
5 on top
ladders
of
or
having
elevators.
Well,
now have elevators, all of that nonsense, like the downtime in games.
Yeah.
SSDs are gonna help with that, and plus, it seems like they're getting Unreal Engine 5 is helping with that as well.
Yeah,
They're
games
they're
are gonna be
working with that.
optimized. Games are going to be optimized for SSDs heading into the future, so that's
Yeah,
gonna
so
help out
we're not
that
gonna have
as
that.
well.
I mean, when
problem.
she was flying, that looked completely on rails. That didn't even look
yeah,
genuine.
yeah,
Like,
shit, it
yeah,
looked
it-
scripted. Like this.
The
And
thing
there was,
is,
but there
it's
was there was
just-
no texture pop in though, which
It-
is
it's
It
just,
wasn't, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just
And
like
you don't have
it's
to worry
just
about
like what
assets being
happened.
loading in.
it's just like what happened last week with Inside Xbox. It's like the product was not the issue. It's how much Jeff hyped the shit out of this
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
because we were acting like if they would have actually showed a game that's being revealed and showed gameplay on that, and let them show the features of the engine through that game, we'd be having a completely different story.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like
Oh.
and if you think about it, they didn't even really show us much. They showed some shit climbing some stuff like it was Uncharted or Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
They showed her
so
going
you know
through
the
a cave.
typical.
There
Yeah,
was
they
no
showed
AI shooting at you. There was no new
Mhm.
features. Like, let's be real here. Did anything in that demo look next gen?
No,
Well,
shit, I
my-
feel
my-
it was
my
just
thing is
to
I
showcase-
mean,
Hell yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, so
I
here-
feel
here-
it was
go
just
ahead.
to showcase the environment and like with the photogrammetry, I feel like a lot of these devs
but to be honest with you, games
Unreal
like
5. Oh,
So
good.
it's not about the
Yeah.
it's not about the look, but it's the implementation of different technology.
Yeah, like that's what I'm
That's being
saying.
used
Like the
within the demo,
environment.
right?
Yeah.
So for example, GI Global Illumination, right? And I sent a video inside of the text chat on Twitter, right? How you can fake GI, but when you're in the game, right? Or if somebody gets their hands on the game and they're able to manipulate the code of the game and able to interact with environments that's not supposed to be interacted with, that can really be damaging to the player experience. For example, like GTA 5, right? There's a lot of baking with shadows and lighting in that game, right? Where there's environments where you cannot interact with at all, versus a game like Battlefield, where that game technologically is just much more advanced in a game like GTA 5 or even Red Dead. But Red Dead has more stuff loading into it on a bigger map. That's why it's much more demanding on your hardware. So when you're dealing with GI, you're dealing with shadows, and you're dealing with loading in even more assets. And in the game like GTA 5 or Red Dead, if you're moving so fast within that game and you're trying to load up all those assets, you're literally seeing things pop in and everything being rendered in, right? So
I just think from a straight up, consumer that's just looking at it from face value, like I didn't see a huge thing in anything. Like, what are we gonna say when she was right? Like, Jeff acted like at the end was like huge.
The lighting and the shadows is what popped to me the most.
Yeah, lighting, shadows.
Yeah.
The geometry
the
detail on the rocks and stuff.
Yeah,
that was the best geometry detail I've ever seen in the game. Well, in a showing of a possible.
In the
tech demo, that is the best tech demo I've ever seen. So
I got to see it like in face value when the game comes
implemented into a game.
That's why
they say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're like, it's on a PlayStation 5 or whatever the hell it was on. It's like it could be a dev kit that's stronger than a PlayStation 5. Like,
not really, because they said the game it was running at 1440p 30, so they couldn't run it in 4K because of how tuned up everything was.
So I've gotten to the point where it's just like, is next gen really going to be that? Like, I'm really debating on not even buying a next gen console because it's like, this is 30 frames and it didn't even look like much was going on.
Well, it's not because things weren't going on. In that particular demo and what the dev said, there's so many triangles being loaded in each scene, on top of the fact that you have to understand, like, shadows is the most complex thing. Loading in shadows is the most complex thing you can do, and stuff like ambient occlusion and tessellation, when you turn those things up to 10, it's taxing on your hardware. But it's different from each it's different from each developer's implementation. If you say we don't need that, then what's the next gen experience then if we don't need that?
But what's the point in having a next gen experience when we're still playing games at 30 frames?
I wouldn't look too much into the frame rate of these damn trailers.
This is the second thing that's been next gen experience that looks like it's still 30 frames.
Well, it goes into
it is 30 frames.
It's each developer, right? It's what each developer wants to do with their game.
I guarantee you, if the whole game was based around this, it would still be 30 frames. Possibly. It's just like at the end of the day,
it varies,
these devs,
because there's certain trade-offs. Do we
these
want?
Devs are clearly choosing what the game looks like over how the game performs. They're clearly choosing this.
Well, it depends on the dev. Like I said, it's a case-by-case basis.
How does it not depend? Like, they literally just did a showcase of an engine, and we got a 30-frame.
Yeah, but it's a tech demo. I don't think the game's not even real. I wouldn't even be worried about it.
I don't think I remember seeing a tech demo that was like 60 FPS on a
game. Even when
all these tech demos that are console based are 30 FPS. They need to push as much as they can to show you pretty.
Show the graphical fidelity of the
game. They push as much as they can.
This isn't acceptable. I'm sorry. This
is best case scenario.
It's
now,
a tech demo.
It's not
even a game that you'll buy. It's a tech demo, bro. 30 FPS.
It's not the fact. It's the narrative. First we get Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and the next week we get a demo that's 30 frames.
Yeah. That's
like
something
it's the narrative, and the narrative isn't looking good.
Yeah, that's something.
Like, I'm gonna be playing on PC anyway, bro.
I get
I don't see the problem.
They're appealing to the general public who just sees pretty. Like, they don't care shit about performance. So I get where his where his issue is at is that they're going to be prioritizing this stuff. Like they're not going to be.
Like I said, it's all based on the developer.
Yeah. See,
Well,
it depends on what the developer.
What's the target performance and what kind of?
But we've seen this the whole Xbox One X generation. Like these devs are always going to choose because at the end of the day, people will buy what something looks like better than what will play like, because it's easier to sell a product if it looks nice.
Gaming Addict, you already know this. If you want to choose how you want to play PC, you're not going to. Most likely, you're not going to choose how you're going to play on a PC.
These consoles can do that. I'm not going to say. No, fuck that. I ain't giving them that out. Fuck that.
Bro, what do you mean? It's not an out. Devs will do it. You can't stop the devs from doing what they want to do, bro. They're making the game, bro.
That's a cop-out. Fuck that shit.
That's fine.
If they make it 30 FPS, that's what console players will have to play.
That's a
you want to play on console. That's it.
Like
I'm done with this. Go play PC shit. If the console can handle it, should be there.
Yeah, it should. I understand that. I agree. I want 60 FPS. But if the dev is not doing it, who's gonna do it? Modders? There's no modders on console, bro. Who's gonna do it? No one.
Fuck that shit.
There's no one. Yeah, I agree. Fuck 30 FPS. But you can't stop devs from doing what they want to do. I agree with you, Gaming Addict. But it's not an out. They are making the game. What are you gonna do? You're gonna become a dev?
Let's just go to PC. No. People need to be on this Twitter streets, and they need to be lashed out.
I think you guys. I honestly think
I'm tired of this. Oh, if you want to play 60, go to PC. In that mindset, we're literally never gonna have 60 frame games ever.
And I agree with you, because that's why I said about Valhalla on Twitter. If that game is not going to be 60 FPS, because they did something really good with their languaging, right? They said that it can run at very least at 30 FPS, but we're exploring other options, right? They said that in their post, so it leaves room for interpretation. But it's dude,
they want to make sure they get a minimum 30, and if they come higher, then they'll be good. But at least whatever they do, they can say, we never said about 30.
The language is so good right there, because if it's 30 FPS, day one, I'm not buying the game on PS5.
And I completely agree with you. Like,
and I'm not gonna buy the game.
I don't even buy that shit on PC, because it's like you're
crazy. Now you're talking nonsense, bro. Hold on. You're talking nonsense. You're talking nonsense.
No, we need to stop rewarding devs.
No. Nah, you're talking nonsense. You know why you're talking nonsense?
It makes perfect sense.
No.
Something to change. If you don't want something to change, speak with your wallet.
Bro,
that's common.
Oh my god.
But the thing is,
if Gaming Addict doesn't want to support that, then don't buy it. It's whatever.
All right, can I
support it? But most people don't care. Most people don't. That's the thing, right? Like, I want the
people that don't care are the people that don't play it.
Hold on. Can I speak? Like, can I just?
No, that's definitely true. I used to be I used to be just like that. All the 30 frames, and the 60 is not that big of a deal. I play Destiny. I'm not going back.
Okay.
Well, yeah. You're looking at first-person shooters have no excuse, right? Like a game like Destiny has no excuse. But let me just speak. One, I think you're overreacting to the tech demo. It's not a video game. We're not going to be able to play this, so it doesn't matter if it was 60 frames or 30 frames. It's not a game. That's one thing,
bro.
And
what the fuck?
And two,
he left. Hold on, he left.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Continue, Smooth, because I want to get my thoughts out.
Make your point. Make your point, Smooth.
The other thing is that the whole Assassin's Creed thing is like, okay, 60 frames or nothing. But I'm not going to lie, and I make fun of PC games all the time for this. You can get 60 frames on Assassin's Creed, but it's not, from what I hear and from the previous Assassin's Creed games, it's not easy.
It's demanding. It's very demanding. I have Odyssey on PC, and I game at 1080p. I don't have a game at 4K, and I'm like, shit, I gotta turn down a couple settings because there's so much happening in the world of AC, Assassin's Creed, from what I've been researching. It's not just directly where you're at, but they're loading up so much background shit, just like how Red Dead does. It's such a performance hit. The engine is just hard to run on.
It's not even just that. It's Ubisoft. They don't care for performance, bro. They honestly, they don't care for performance. You look at any Ubisoft game besides Rainbow Six Siege on PC, they do not care about performance.
They don't care.
They don't care, bro. But like, all right, so for Assassin's Creed, bro, a lot of people have problems because of the DRM. Pretty much the de novo DRM, it kills your CPU performance because it's always checking to see if you have a valid copy of the game. Like,
Sheesh.
Oh yeah.
like I look at my
Heard of that
CPU. I have a
before.
2600X, it's 6 cores, 12 threads. I boot up Assassin's Creed Origins, and it's like 70%, 80%, sometimes 90%.
Yeah, and that game heavily relies on multi-threading as well.
It's trash, bro.
Yeah,
they
I heard
don't
about that
care.
new
They don't care
software
about
they
performance,
got,
bro.
The new
But
software
even
they got.
then though, I play 20. I have a 2600X and a 2070, and I play at 1440p with mostly high to very high, depending on the setting, and I play at 60 FPS. So it's demanding. It's definitely demanding. Ubisoft, they just don't care about performance, bro. They have gone on record before in an article, I read it, where they said they rather have games running at 30 FPS because it's more cinematic.
Yeah.
Dev has literally said that shit. They
I
do
don't
not fucking care, bro.
I don't
But not
plan
only-
on. I don't plan on boycotting Assassin's Creed or not buying it, only because one, Odyssey was lit, Origins was amazing, and I'm sorry, like I don't like at that point, not it not being 60 frames, yeah, is disappointing, but it's not. Honestly, it's not a deal breaker to me at that point.
Hey, Smooth, I got a question for you though.
What's up?
Do you think Sony and PlayStation and Xbox should mandate that these games be 60 frames? Because there's almost no excuse.
I
Like
think
when you
no.
look at the specs.
I want to say they should, but then
There's
again, they both
man.
dealt with issues mandating shit before. And
How would
First
they
party-
even?
first
How would they
party, I
enforce
feel
that
like
though?
you
That's the
can't-
question.
yeah,
Like
you can't-
their
you can't
game
necessarily
doesn't
enforce
their
it.
game doesn't release
Yep.
on that console. Like
Yeah,
that
so
would
I
be
feel like
gas,
first
bro.
party.
Let them put their shit on
could-
Switch
there
now.
could
Let them put it
be-
on Switch now. Fuck them. Let them put it on Switch. Let's see what happens when you do
Yeah,
that.
that's what would happen. They would just
Okay,
like,
let me
like
tell you,
fuck it, we
because
just gonna get all the money.
okay, so for me personally, the problem is that these devs want to push this high global illumination and ray tracing and all that stuff,
shit.
and have the games run at 30 frames,
Mhm.
right? That doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is, just give us an option to run at a lower settings at 60 frames, right? And I know you can do that, right? You get a
Yeah.
PC if you want that, sure, right? I get that argument, but
Even
we
PS4
have,
Pro
but
does
hold on,
that.
hold on. We have games doing that now on the base PS4, like Neo 1 and 2. Neo 1 and 2 both have a
Yep,
30
that's
frames
true.
per second, 30 frames per
And
second option, right?
we
And
applaud the
60
devs.
frames.
We applaud the devs for
You know what
that.
I mean?
On the
Yeah,
base,
exactly.
The
PS4.
devs
I
is
don't
the
know.
ultimate goal. If
Yeah,
the devs
exactly.
want it, they'll put it in. But if they don't, we're shit
It
out of luck.
doesn't. It
You have to
doesn't.
think about it. Why do
it
you buy
doesn't-
next gen consoles? You want it. All generation I heard from devs and studios is we're being held back by the old hardware, right?
Mhm.
Yup.
Yeah.
The old hardware, we're being bottlenecked by the CPU and we're being bottlenecked by the hard drive. We have PS4 Pro and we have Xbox Series X. Those GPUs aren't bad, but we can have something much more powerful based on what's in the market today, right? So all that was being said. For the past like 5 to 6 months, all the devs have been doing is praising PS5 and Xbox Series X. This is about to be a game changer. This and that. And then what
Mhm.
happens? Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 30 FPS is a possibility. Why would you even come out and say something like that, knowing that gamers been wanting 60 FPS for the longest time? And the biggest, and you can look at the statistics for this. During this entire generation from 2013 up to now, there's been a huge shift to PC gaming. Like
Yeah.
PC gaming has
Yeah.
been blowing the fuck up because of
That's
not
why
only
the PS4 Pro
performance, but
exists.
customization.
Hey Jay,
Exactly.
What?
hey Jay, you know why you know why it exists though? PC gaming and shit. You know why it's a uptick in like 2016. PC parts was like purchased for like $1 billion because it's not as hard as people thought it was, and
Yeah,
it's just
it's
from
not.
a new PC gamer. Like it is not difficult whatsoever.
I
And
gotta.
what's
Go
up?
ahead, go ahead. No,
Oh, no, I'm
I
just
was
saying,
gonna
like-
say that it was that and streamers. It's been a lot of increase in people streaming.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
shit,
they
uptake
went
for
out
streamers,
to,
yeah.
explore the PC gaming. And
All right,
save-
did everybody get the thoughts out on the tech demo reveal? Because I didn't.
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't either.
Go,
though, but
go ahead. I'm gonna say something.
Nah,
after
go
that,
ahead,
so
hustle
go
motivate.
ahead.
I cut him off though. My bad.
But you should it's all good. It's all good. The actual tech demo should be made into a game. It looked nice. The illumination, I can't think of the actual name of it. Pardon me for that.
It's Lumen.
Lumen,
Yeah,
but
Lumen,
Lumen was
Lumen.
turned off. That cave was dark as fuck. And when it was
Mhm.
turned on, it was kind of was like HDR. It was so much detail, and they
Yeah.
moved
Yeah.
like all that shit to me looked dope. And listen, again, I'll blame Jeff Keighley for this because he oversold it. And now, Smooth, I know you did your thing on the PS5 reveal and all that. And we was asking you in the DM, like, yo, how do you know this? I'm just glad I didn't take off for work. This show wouldn't be as bad if he didn't oversell it. It's Jeff Keighley. Like, yo, did we just not see what Aaron Greenberg just did?
Yeah.
He said, nah, fuck it. We're going to do this anyway. And we're going to see. Like, this is an amazing thing. And it would have been, but goddamn it, don't oversell it. Just say, hey, we got something special. We showing them all. It's not what you think it is. And just have an open mind. That's it. That's it. Do I need to run PR for them?
They need to have somebody check their tweets before they tweet, bro. This man was like, "Yo, this is gonna be the biggest moment in gaming history." Like, nigga, what?
Well, Jeff,
bro, you can't be making them
He said
claims.
it's one of the most important moments of the summer for Game Fest. That's what.
Yeah,
like, bro.
That's crazy.
If that's true, then the rest of the shit about to be sleep. But
yeah,
what you gonna say, Chris?
I definitely agree because the way that Jeff Keighley hyped it up, and some people were blaming Sony. I don't know why, because Sony didn't hype this shit up, right? The only thing that Sony hyped up is the gameplay that's going to be shown tomorrow for Ghost of Tsushima. But I thought, they were going to show when they were like, and plus he tweeted that they also, what PlayStation Classic would you like to come back to see on the PlayStation 5, right? So everybody was thinking it's like, oh shit, they're going to show returning PS1 Classic, coming to the PS. That's what I was thinking, right? And then somebody told me it was going to be a PS5 reveal and Crash Bandicoot game. But we're not going to get into
that. Sounds familiar. Who said that shit?
As far as the tech demo, was very impressive, right? The frame shit doesn't bother me because it's the tech demo, right? I watched Kind of Funny Games, and they did confirm that they were going to, if GDC would have happened, right, this demo was going to be at GDC, and it was going to be a playable demo with controller in hand, meaning that they were going to actually play the game, right? So it was a play. Yeah, they said that. So it was a playable tech demo, which is different from all the other Unreal tech demo, which is just plainly just CGI. So this was an actual demo running on the PS5 dev kit. It wasn't something that was on the PC or anything like that, right? So what impressed me, other than the global illumination, which looked absolutely phenomenal, the no texture pop-ins when she went into that open space when she was flying, all that shit looked fire, right? The thing that impressed me when they were talking about the AI, how when she climbs that the AI will detect and make decisions on which piece of rock or ledge they want to grab to climb, versus like, for example, like Uncharted, like they make specific rocks and shit like that for you to climb.
It's already placed there by default.
Right, it's already placed there by default, but in here they make the whole thing climbable, and then the AI itself was choosing
so it'll look fresh every single time you climb. Yeah,
exactly.
The dynamic every time you climb. Right. She'll touch something different, like
right, and the animation. But overall, the demo was very impressive. Was a little bit pissed that the thing was overhyped. What Jeff Keighley should have said is like, hey, we have a special announcement tomorrow. It's not going to be a game reveal, but it's going to be something important when it comes to next generation. Right, when it comes to next generation tech. If he would have just said that, hey, then we would have been like, okay, so this is going to be some information about next generation, but it's not going to be an actual game reveal. So everybody would have tempered the expectation, and people won't be pissed. You know what I mean? The same thing that happened last week with the whole gameplay thing or whatever.
But hey, Chris, here's the thing though. Like, you don't have to. You do not have to try that hard. Like, people are hungry for the information. People will sit and watch it, especially if it's not that long.
I got it in regards to the demo because like. Red Infamy and now Hip Hop Gamer are both like covered at my tweet, right? Because apparently these guys on the PlayStation side don't like when you say that this is going to be available for the Xbox Series X.
Right? Like,
they don't like it.
No, but they said that.
Hip Hop Gamer,
is common knowledge, though.
Hip Hop Gamer,
is like Unreal Engine.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? This is what my tweet said, right? And I don't know why people keep coming at. I said thanks PlayStation and Epic Games for showcasing what the new Unreal Engine 5 can do on Xbox Series X. Smiley face. Hey. By the way, Aaron Greenberg liked that tweet, right?
Smooth.
All right. So Hip Hop Gamer comes in and says, you. All right, let me try to get my Hip Hop Gamer voice.
Oh, shit.
All right. Hot 97 Logitech G Pro. He was like, yo. He was like, yo. You do know that Tim Sweeney said the PlayStation 5 is world class. It has the best storage architecture out of any console and high-end PC. Okay, take care now, bro. God bless. So I'm like, okay. So does it not mean it's not possible on the Xbox Series X? It's like every time.
So here's the thing to tackle that point, right? Because yes, it will be possible on Xbox Series X, but the implementation on either console is going to be a bit more different, right? So like, you're mainly going to see the improvements with the SSD. From PS5, mainly in first-party titles and third-party titles they have marketing deals for, in which the developers are going to be making games more favorably on PS5 over Xbox.
They're going to prioritize it.
Yeah, they're gonna prioritize that even more, right? So, like their compression system, their decompression system and compression system is very different from what they were doing before. And this is why I rewatched Mark Cerny's presentation, because some of these developers, from the Unreal Engine 5 reveal, we're talking about the SSD improvements, and pretty much like with the way games are being optimized for it and development, you don't have to worry about duplicating assets over and over again on a hard drive with the install file, right? So pretty much with the SSD, because of how fast it is to access it with their speeds, right? Whether it's Xbox Series X or the highest end PCIe 4.0 SSD you can put inside of a PC, we don't have to have too many of the same assets on the same install file. We can just have one of it, and we can access it so many different times within the same instance, right? So install files for games are going to be much more smaller, and you can have higher quality shaders and textures on your game files. So that's one of the bigger improvements. So you're going to see that, like, that performance difference in that sense versus PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Okay, I have a question. Well, for everybody, do you think that we'll reach like a law of diminishing returns when it comes to these SSDs? Yeah, we know the PlayStation one is faster, but the one in the Xbox Series X wouldn't be bad to sneeze at either. So, do you think it's for third party? Do you think it'll really like matter at the end of the day? I'm just curious.
For third party games, no.
Yeah,
there has to be parity.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's why you said first party.
You're gonna see if first party.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Oh, I thought he said third party.
No, you're gonna see first party leverage it in the PS5 a bit more, and if PlayStation has a marketing deal with a third party, they're gonna develop the game favorably. Yeah, you're gonna see that being leveraged in the PS5 a bit more. Third party, yeah, the SSD. Now for third party, there's going to be a baseline. There's always going to be a baseline for both consoles, no matter what, right? Now, in some sense, you're going to see a difference, like the PS3 360 era, right? We've seen that difference in the way games are developed initially when the consoles first came out, because of the complexity of the PS3 architecture. That's why certain 360 games that were on both systems looked better on 360 at first. So, like, if you remember, like, Black Ops 1 looked horrible on PS3 versus Xbox 360 and stuff like that. Saints Row 2, like, those kind of games. Like, there's always going to be a baseline at some point in time, and that's why they put an emphasis on making sure that it's easier to develop games with PS4 and PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to say one more thing about the tech demo that no one has talked about. Originally, I watched it with fellas in Discord, so we were just talking and bullshitting. But like, I rewatched it, like, and that sound design is fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
No one like that. Those are improvements. They made their own sound engine as well. I don't know if the PS5 dedicated chip is doing anything, but. Whatever. I don't know if that shit's doing anything, but I know they said that they have a dedicated sound system for UE5 as well. And that shit sounded fucking nice. Like, it compared to binaural audio, I think it honestly sounds better. I think the imaging of like where the sounds are coming from was a little bit off, but the actual quality of the sound is nothing I've ever heard in a video game.
Yeah.
So,
Blast.
What?
I know you often make fun of me for the headphones that I use. What type of headphones are you using? Because I think you make me kind of want to go buy some new headphones. What type of headphones are you use,
I use basically like studio grade headphones. They're used to mix and monitor actual like
Music and shit?
music.
Yeah. What's the brand?
what's the
though?
brand?
What's your
They're
brand?
Bayer Dynamic DT 1990s. Basically,
Okay.
they're some of the best headphones you can get for under $1,000.
Oh, I ain't spending that much money though.
Yeah,
They-
Like, 'cause I
No,
like
I mean they go on
Sennheiser,
they go on
but,
sale
yeah.
for like 400 sometimes, but I got them for 600.
You said 99 DT 99.
I mean, I read, like
DT
when I used to
DT
do,
1990s.
when I used to do
One-
music, I used
1990.
to spend some serious money on some headphones.
Yeah, I
Get
did.
off
Yeah.
that the busted
Christ.
busted
My setup
gaming
a little bit
headsets.
better.
I have a bone to pick with gaming headsets. They're mostly all trash. But
I have
Yeah.
I have SteelSeries and they use this DTSX, which is actually really good for audio quality as well. But I'm thinking about doing what you're doing and getting studio grade headphones that sound way better.
yeah, and somebody said in the chat, HD 800S best gaming headphones. They are basically for a lot of people the best gaming headphones, but a lot of people also say the DT 1990s are the second best. And considering the 800S costs $1,700, I think getting the second best at 600 is a good deal.
Oh, I ain't spending 1,700. I don't give
No,
a fuck
no.
how much I'm on my. Nah, I'll spend 600 though. But yeah, that's why I asked. That's why I asked.
Yeah,
Thank you,
but
sir.
all right, like my take on the tech demo, like I mean everybody really summed it up for real. Like I was impressed. Like I really dug it. Like it had like its Uncharted Tomb Raider doing she was jumping from legs to leg and legs to legs and the flying floating shit. It seemed kind of like should have God of War type scene. Like shit, if you replaced her with Kratos, you could see him doing some shit like that in the game possibly. So who knows? But shit, I really dug it. Like I really dug the geometry shit. Shit, it seems like a lot of companies are going for that photogrammetry feel. Shit, I get like even some devs have said that it speeds up the process of developing. Like they can scan or shoot something and just kind of like place it in the game and put it there. Because I know that Elder Scrolls is using that as well, photogrammetry, and I know that Modern Warfare used it, and I think the Vanishing of Ethan Carter used photogrammetry. So like I mean shit, I'm hoping shit if they really like implementing this and like everybody's using it and shit, like hopefully games come faster. I mean after the pandemic and shit. But yeah, and the whole like bouncing of sound with light and everything, because you know how sound travels through light and shit like that, and how all of that works. Like I'm digging it. Like so hopefully we get more horror games that utilize that shit too. Like I'm really digging it.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of crazy shit. I'm more excited to see what other engines are gonna be doing as well. What kind of engine updates we're gonna have, like Frostbite. Frostbite always does some great things. Unity, other engines.
Yo,
Like,
hustle.
Or like
No,
a Decima 2.0 or some shit like that. That's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy. Like
because they can implement something similar in the way on their engines, and it'll be some crazy shit. So
No, I compared it to like you remember when the Xbox One X was like coming out and everything, and they had kind of like that tech demo with the ladybug that you could go in there and fuck with, just to show what the title was capable of. This was just like a little bit more. Where like if they did have a demo there that you could fuck with, and I guess like you'd be able to play this demo from like start to finish like they showed us. Like that'd be really cool to fuck with, where you get to like be in the game and look around and look at the rocks and the formations and all of that in the detail. I dig that type of shit. So like I'll waste time and just be looking at shit in the game. So like it's really interesting. So like that's what I compared it to. I was like, because I fucked around with the Ladybug demo a lot.
Yeah.
When I got my X, and I was like, damn, like this looks crazy on my 4K TV and shit. Like I was like, this is wild. So I mean, shit, it was a dope demo. Like cool little tech demo. Like shit, I'm not going. Yeah.
And the crazy part about it is that you know John Linneman from Digital Foundry, he said on Twitter that do y'all remember like the Elemental tech demo of the Unreal Engine 4? Like it was right before the PlayStation 5 came out. It was, I mean, not the 5, the 4 came out. Yeah, it was like this big monster, and he was doing ice and fire and shit like that. It was called it was called the Elemental demo, and he said that that games now, well, certain games, right? Not games in general, but a few games, right? And he gave examples like God of War and also The Last of Us 2 that's coming out have already surpassed that demo. You know what I mean? So he's pretty much saying that, yo, this demo was like mad impressive, but later on, once the tech gets better and developers get more efficient with them developing on these hardwares, that shit's gonna be looking better than what we saw in that demo, which is exciting.
That's the thing. It's making the development much more easier, because when you're using all these fake techniques like baking in shadows and lighting, when you have to go back into your game and retouch those like assets and everything, it costs a lot of money and it wastes a lot of time. So having much more dynamic shadows and lighting within your game makes things much more easier for development. You don't have to spend so much money and time on that.
Make dev time shorter. That's a gang.
Yeah, man.
That's how it fucking should be, honestly. The better technology we get, the less time we have to fucking.
Yeah, nobody should be making a game for 5 years. I ain't hyping.
Yeah, but you know what? Because they're gonna have so much to work with, the stuff that would take them a long time before is gonna take them shorter. But they're gonna want to add a lot more, so it's probably still gonna take the same amount of time. Yeah, they're gonna keep.
It's gonna probably if they're working on like AI and shit like that, then it's gonna probably like, since they're having like an easier time to build like shit environments and character design. I feel like the AI is gonna be prioritized a lot.
Yeah, you can have much more expansive worlds as well, because like the hard disk drive isn't going to be a limitation anymore. Especially when you cut off support for developing games for older hardware like the Xbox One and PS4, and it's only console exclusives. You're going to see much more bigger worlds. You're going to see cut down in terms of loading times instead of like. It's just going to be totally different. Like, the experience is going to be different a year or two into the console generation. So we have to really wait for those experiences.
Honestly, I can't. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you straight. Jay, what you're saying is The Last of Us Part 3 finna look like fucking phenomenal on that PS6. Is that PS5? What you saying?
That's So here's a game I've been playing. I've been playing Dying Light with my homies on Xbox recently, right? And in Dying Light, there's no fast travel.
Yeah,
and it's because, and when you really analyze it, the reason why there's no fast travel inside of a game like that is because there's so many assets within that map, right? Even though it's not a big map, there's so many assets being rendered in. There's so many zombies. You have vehicles, buildings. You have to be able to loot. There's procedural generation happening within the world.
Wait, hold on. I just thought about something. I think there is there is fast travel, but it's only daytime. You can't fast travel at night, because then that defeats the purpose.
You can't fast travel from point A to point B.
Yeah, you can't. You have to go to safe point to safe point.
You have to go to safe point. Yeah, you have to go to safe houses. But the reason why it takes so long to do something like that, and why they didn't implement that to be a much more robust feature, is because the hard drive limitation. To fetch all that data to be loaded from your hard drive to your GPU memory takes so long.
That's crazy.
And that hard drive controller is just so slow, and that interface is just so outdated that it wouldn't make sense doing something like that, because you're going to see everything pop in.
Honestly,
that's
bro,
why we have such big loading times inside these games.
Honestly, bro, I can't wait till like SSDs are mandatory on PC as well, because I only have SSDs in my PC. Like, I want that shit to be mandatory. I'm tired of waiting for people to have hard drives in multiplayer games, bro.
So what I've been seeing, bro, because of PS5 and Xbox Series X, when they start cutting off support for older generation hardware, you're gonna start seeing something similar happen in the PC section, where the minimum requirements is gonna be a SATA SSD.
Yeah,
you're gonna start seeing that pretty soon. So it's gonna be
I can't wait for that day, honestly.
Right, and this is why this is also like new console technology. It's also exciting for PC gamers, because like what y'all was saying, it's gonna cut off the old stuff, like, you know, the old slow, like he was saying. And plus, like, because PC gamers were like, well, I got SSD now and stuff like that, and all it improves is the load times, right? It improves the load times on PC, but those games aren't specifically designed
around.
It's not designed around SSDs at all.
And that's something that they were touching up on, and that's something that they were talking about, like Epic Games and like
Cerny talked about that in his presentation as well. He said if you take a SATA SSD and you put it inside your PS4, right, you're only going to see 2 times the improvement. But on PS5, for games that are specifically tailored around designing for the SSD and the architecture for that, you're going to see 100 times the improvement for that.
Because of
and this is what, like, some people have been trying to tell other people because people just assume that it's just only about faster load times. No, the SSD is going to help out with a lot of stuff, with like game design and stuff like that. One thing I want to bring up,
compression and decompression, everything.
One thing I want to bring up,
the two big things next gen, CPU and SSD. That's going to change that. Theoretically should change how games are made and how we play games.
Yeah,
and that's dependent on the dev. If the dev isn't good enough or don't care, then we're not really gonna.
Yeah, when you look at both the console specs, like the Xbox and PlayStation, like you'll notice it's not a big leap on the GPU side, right?
It doesn't really need to be.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be because they were decent.
The One X has a it's a decent GPU, but I mean the GPU now is, I mean, we need to see how it actually compares to discrete GPUs. But I would say, like right now, from what I've seen, like the new GPUs are like comparable to like a 2070 Super, which is really good. It's a mid-tier GPU or a higher upper mid-tier GPU. So that's really good.
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's really good for being current. That's really good.
But one thing I want to Epic Games, right? And they were talking about this in regards to like the PlayStation 5, obviously because they're promoting the engine on it, but for the people who don't think that or who are taking the SSD lightly and just think it's only about loading time, this is what they said. This is in an interview that they put out today. I'm just going to read just small part of it. It says the new drive, which Sony claims is faster than any on the market on-market device available right now, won't just make load times almost non-existent, but will also enable developers to access the data that their games are composed of with unprecedented speed. The result is larger game worlds loading much faster than ever before, which could result in drastic changes to how developers approach everything from balancing visual quality and performance to level designs. So it's a bigger deal than just, it's just going to load 2 seconds faster, or just going to load, you know what I mean? Nah, it's going to help out with visual quality and performance. So
you're going to be able to load those assets from the SSD to your memory so much more faster. You're not even going to notice that.
I knew that it wasn't this podcast who took those claims and who just put them to like just faster load times. We already said that design, like when coming to first party, because if I recall, I feel like Uncharted, those games used Unreal Engine. Am I wrong? Like, if I
think it was like Havoc or some shit. I don't know.
Okay, sure. Who knows? Like, since they're making a new Uncharted game, like, who knows if they're not already like in the process of using Unreal 5? So it's just like we know that the design for first party is gonna be like really great for Sony. Like those first party devs are gonna utilize the hell out of that, and whoever has like the partnerships or whoever it's centered around, then they're gonna definitely utilize it too. So I mean, like, I can't wait to see what they really do with Unreal and that SSD and how they all wrap that all together and like put it on a bow. Like, I can't wait to see what the hell they do with that shit, to be honest.
I'll say, if anybody in the chat wants to see what next gen games, like what an SSD what SSD can do for next gen games, watch Digital Foundry's videos on Star Citizen. That is Star Citizen is a next gen game today.
Yeah,
that is the best way to describe
bullshit.
it. Like,
no bullshit.
I knew you were going to bring that up, but like, another one, if you want to look at this isn't a game that's out yet, but this was a very impressive demo when they showed it. Is what's that Ubisoft game? That's like it's not open world, it's like open universe. Beyond Good and Evil.
I can't wait for that to come out.
Beyond Good and Evil, that game,
that is.
And I knew that wasn't going to be a current gen game. I was like, no way, that's impossible. That shit look crazy.
Oh, yeah, I think the perfect example to show people the limitations of their existing hardware is look at PUBG on the fat Xbox and the original PS4.
Never loading textures.
That is the true definition of a fucking bottleneck. And you cannot you get out the plane and nothing is rendered on the map.
That shit's awful, bro. I couldn't imagine playing PUBG on a console. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah,
I played it on the S. That shit was horrible. Like I can't lie, that shit was
unoptimized. And you know what's funny? The game is unoptimized on PC.
It is unoptimized on PC, but it runs so much better. I can get over 100 FPS easily, bro.
I mean,
like it still has its bugs and issues, but
Yeah.
the PC version versus the console is night and fucking
Yeah,
day.
night
They're
and
two
day.
different
I
games.
wouldn't
And
dare play that
even on the
console.
even on the SSD,
Yeah.
you have an SSD in that you're loading into the map way faster than having somebody who's on the hard disk drive.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you-
yeah.
Yeah, see,
Like,
I never
with
played
the hard
PUBG
drive-
on my PS4 when I had my SSD in it. Like I never played
Oh,
PUBG on there.
dude, you're
Like,
probably
that's-
you're probably loading into the map faster than most people. Because what will happen is that you will be on the loading screen, but you will hear yourself in the plane.
Mhm.
Other people will hop out the plane, and then you're on the other side of the map already. Like that's how bad it was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the game it's way more updated now though. They got a 60 frame per second mode and everything.
Yeah, they definitely optimize it right
they do?
now. But the
Yeah,
shader, the shader,
I don't know about the pro, but it's crossplay, so it should be.
yeah, the
What
shader,
game?
and texture quality isn't there at all though. You still see
Yeah,
these
that
things
game
popping
like
in
ass.
the game.
No, it's not.
Pop it,
No.
Don't you?
I don't know about the base PS4 or the base
It's bad.
Xbox. Yeah,
It's
I don't
bad.
know,
Yeah.
but those issues I remember, and I stopped playing.
That's a lock 20 frames per second right there.
Oh, shit.
Man.
Nah, they got a Digital Foundry already did the analysis on the updated version.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Definitely.
guess I didn't
It's
watch
60.
this shit. What the hell?
But
Yeah.
I
yeah,
usually watch the
Battle
videos.
Royale games are the perfect example of like that's gonna bottleneck existing hardware, and you can see it right away when you're playing the game. Shit is
Yeah.
popping in. You're driving a vehicle across the map, and the
Yeah.
view distance is really bad. It's just-
Warzone, COD Warzone, pop in. Well,
Yep.
Yeah.
it's not as bad as
Oh,
PUBG.
yeah.
I'm surprised at how well it works for
Yeah.
PS4 and or consoles in general. I'm surprised at how well it works, but it's still popping.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's surprising to me that game runs 60 frames.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
and it's not a bad 60 frames too.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
It's
Not at all.
pretty
Yeah.
stable.
All right.
well, they've been doing 60 frames for a
But
while.
Destiny
so.
can't run 60 frames.
Yeah.
No,
that's-
They
that's
no
crazy.
no
That's
they
crazy.
did that. They for PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, they didn't want those consoles to have 60 FPS for parity for the
Mhm.
old consoles.
Wow.
That's just
Yeah.
parity bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
They didn't want them to have the 60 FPS
right?
advantage.
But Warzone runs 60 FPS on the base consoles as well too.
Yeah,
Yep.
because Warzone, what they did with that, they turned down shadow and texture
Mhm.
quality for that as well. And
Yeah, you
tessellation.
gotta make.
Oh,
you gotta make
dude,
concessions.
tessellation in Warzone compared to regular
Wow.
multiplayer is so bad because of how
Son.
big that map is.
The fuck.
I can imagine that. Like Destiny, I don't even know what kind of bottleneck Destiny has. It runs beautifully on PC. So
Oh,
I don't
dude.
know exactly
It's a
what
lock-
I guess
it's a
the
lock
bottleneck was
30.
the GPU.
No, the
Which is-
bottleneck
I
was
don't know,
the
bro.
CPU. They said that. So, what's the guy from Bungie? Luke Smith. Yeah, Luke Smith. When Destiny 2 got announced for PS4 and Xbox One, he said that the PS4 Pro didn't have enough horsepower. He specifically said the Pro, which is really ironic to me. He said that it didn't have enough horsepower to hit 60 FPS. Now, recently, after Microsoft did Inside Xbox, they said that Destiny 2 is coming to Xbox Series X and PS5, which I'm thinking they're going to do a 4K 60 FPS update for that game.
They'd have to.
Shit, I hope.
Yeah.
so.
Imagine a 30 FPS Destiny in 2020,
Ooh.
bro.
Yo,
that
that'd
would
be
be
trash.
that would
That's
be
why I barely play the
ridiculous.
game. I barely play the game on console
Yeah.
unless my boy really wants to play it, because I'm like, car save is enabled and everything, but
Yeah,
PC is just so much better at running the game.
yeah. I don't even like Destiny, but God, that game runs beautifully.
Dude, should I play
Yeah,
it from
it's a
time to
beautiful
time? It's a pretty game.
I
Yeah,
played the
Yes,
game when it came out, and that was just a campaign and did nothing after that.
Yeah, after that.
Shout out to Merc305, Saltiest Gaming, Emmanuel, just a couple people in the chat for sure. Neverland X, Blitz.
Yeah, shout out
Grinds my
to
gears.
Merc when he said he's gonna skip the whole generation because that demo ran at 1440p 30.
Yeah, after
Dang,
I
that's
Oh,
cap.
that's not that.
have to catch
That's
the
cap.
I have to catch the super
Yeah.
chat. To Emmanuel A He said, "Glad you stood for your values. Smooth respect. Pound $3." Shout out to Emmanuel. Just moving on because I kind of lost what topic we were on because we've been floating.
Summer.
You want to talk about
shit.
Inside Xbox?
Yeah,
last
we
week?
could.
Ooh.
No, no, see, I
Oh,
just
that
wanted
was
to
that was
say-
this week. Huh.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
last.
that
It
was
was technically
Thursday.
last week. Yeah, last week was my birthday.
It was
By the
good.
way, I did like an 8-hour stream. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot.
I
Y'all
watched
talked
it.
about it already. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But inside Xbox, we didn't do an actual
Son, eat
podcast.
all
We did
dicks,
the
bro.
reaction, and then we had like a 20-minute like moment to speak
Shit,
afterwards.
shit.
Yeah. So now, obviously, we get to a week's past. The games, the dust is settled.
Yeah.
Smooth got the quotables
Yeah, this is where
from that stream.
yeah, this is where, yeah,
bro.
yeah. So, because the thing is, when we ended the show, I said, what did I give it? I gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, 6.
Like I said,
Yeah.
the show, because it was hyped the way it was, it's reason why we all looked at it, poorly.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah. So, and that's what it was like. For my expectations was somewhere else, and what we got was different. So that's why I said the show is a 6. But I have no issue with any of the games that were shown. Outside of that vampire crap, that shit like garbage. But
yeah, that shit.
But
bad.
it is a true RPG. I don't care about the graphics for that game. I'm still getting that game, bro.
Okay.
Shit, I am too.
But
The
everything
graphics are not the center point of that game. Trust me.
I was going to ask
but there was
somebody in here.
there was
Oh,
some
I'm sorry,
hidden
my
there were
fault.
some hidden gems in that game. We found out that 2 of the games are exclusive to the next gen console only. After everybody's been running back and forth, things gonna be held back because games still have to release for the Xbox One. But 2 of those games are only coming to the Xbox Series X and PC. A lot of these were new IPs. There were some impressionable games. I went back and rewatched some of these games, and I'm like, oh, you know what? These actually look pretty dope. But obviously, we're gonna get into what made it such a polarizing event, and who would like to shoot first?
I'll go first.
You.
No, I'll go first. Okay. Remember I came into the live stream like right when it was starting, right? So I didn't get all the pre-talk with like Aaron Greenberg or anything like that. Talk about gameplay this, gameplay that, right? So as we were watching it, right, and I gave my initial reaction, I said, yo, that's one of the more better inside Xbox that I've seen. And there were a few games, right? It was like 2 or 3 games that I saw in there that I was like, yo, I was real interested in, right? And then I was seeing people were upset, right, about the whole didn't show any game. Well, first people would say didn't show any gameplay, which is not true because some of those trailers had a little bit of snippet of gameplay. But I think what some of those people meant was that they didn't have a gameplay demonstration, right? Like what we're getting tomorrow, for instance, right? With Ghost of Tsushima, right? And which I didn't know that they were hyping it up like that beforehand, right? So I didn't get the whole why everybody was outraged about it because I was like, yo, they just showed some games. Some of them looked all right. Some of them look pretty good, and it is what it is. But now when I went back and watched and I saw everything, and then I looked on Twitter how they were hyping it up, I get the frustration that people had, and I completely understand. You know what I mean? I don't agree with the whole there wasn't any gameplay because that's not true. But the whole how they hyped it up, we were gonna get a whole bunch of gameplay demos, right, or reveals or anything like that. But yeah, and it goes the same thing with what happened today, right? Jeff Keighley and a lot of other people were extremely hyping this shit up, and it was just an Unreal tech demo, right? So right now, Summer Game Fest is 0-2. You know what I mean? As far as like what they're hyping it up to, what they're hyping it up to be, and it not delivering to what the hype levels are beforehand. So, but other than that, no, I wanted to mention this. Okay, so we found out that game, The Medium, right, correct, is coming exclusively to the Series X, right? It's not being made on the One or anything like that, right? So Xbox Series X exclusive.
And PC?
And
PC
PC and X, console exclusive, right? So,
all right. I don't like that terminology.
So they came out on Twitter, right? Or somebody asked them on Twitter, hey, is this game going to come on the Xbox One? And they came out and said, right, and I wanted to bring this up. They came out and said, no, it's not coming to the Xbox One because of what they're doing with the game, and the gameplay mechanics and design cannot run on the older hardware. Which goes back to what I've continued to stress, right? And some people were arguing with me about this, including you, Smooth, about how the old generation or the old hardware holds back the newer games are running on the new hardware, not in terms of resolutions, graphics, or even performance, right? But in terms of actual gameplay and game designs and mechanics. and now we got a developer who's working on the Series X coming out and saying this. What me, Optimus Code, and a couple other people have been saying. So, but nobody called them out. Nobody said no, I didn't. Nobody said anything about that because it's on the Series X. But you know what I mean. But I just wanted to bring that.
Yeah, I got what he was saying though. The game design.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's also making a game targeting such high specs to the point where, like, it's situations like that where a lot of these games obviously are targeting like universal platforms. This particular dev and the person that's working on Scorn, they were targeting beast PCs to begin with.
But it's not even just beast PCs. They didn't want to make concessions to the game's design.
Yeah, the core design
Like,
of the game
peop-
and
like-
sacrifice it.
Yeah, devs have talked about this shit before. Like, oh, we don't like they have to make concessions to the game's design. Like the Gorilla, and they're like, oh, we wanted flying in Horizon, but we had to make a concession because that shit wouldn't work on the PS4. They're making concessions. They were like, nah, fuck it. We don't want to make concessions. We want to make our vision. So, Series X.
Yeah, it's the least common
That's it.
denominator argument there that a lot of people are having, and it's like I'm starting to drift more towards developers just making games outright for next gen instead of being held back by existing hardware. Especially after watching this tech demo, I'm like, there's unlimited potential in terms of game design and visuals and how we can interact with the world within the game because you wouldn't be limited by old hardware. So there's one side of it where I understand you want to have this transition period and console consolidation will be much more smoother when you put the game on existing hardware and newer hardware. But at the same time, you're sacrificing certain design elements in the games, and you're using a lot of cheap techniques to make the game work on all platforms. And I can see why Sony has their approach to the way they're doing things right now.
Yeah, exactly. Let the devs make what they want to make, I guess.
And even Microsoft said that you have the freedom to make the game for next gen only if you want to. So
yeah, which is cool. I mean, I'm not sweating about it. I'm not complaining about it. I know there's a lot of people when Matt Booty said they're going to be supporting the Xbox One for a couple years, that there won't be an Xbox Series X exclusive. They were mad, and now when they find out these two games are not going to be Xbox One, they're mad. It's like, you got to make up your mind, bro.
Twitter, it's directly in reference to first-party titles, though.
Twitter,
but wouldn't that be left up to the developers as well? So
no, I'm okay with see, like, I don't know who kids talking about who's mad at. You probably seen people that are mad about that, but me personally, I saw that as a good thing. Like, I'm not mad that it's a Series X exclusive. Remember, because I DM'd y'all and I said, "Yo, this is great news that they're actually making a game specifically designed for the Series X and all of its capabilities."
I posted up in the chat that it was a good idea.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, that's
shit for
I'm
Scorn.
glad. That's good news."
Yeah.
Not even having
When the dude for Scorn said that, like, it was easier to develop for the Series X, and like something shit about he didn't have to sacrifice anything for his vision. I was like, great. So that just gives me more.
Yeah.
It incentivizes for me that like I should buy this console if I want to get like the best or like how this game is supposed to be. Like, and I think that's what the whole exclusive or like how things are designed is going to push or like make people incentivized buying a new console. Is just that, all right, this game is built directly for this and it's going to be like utilizing it to its best potential.
And now I'm interested in the medium and see how it plays out because this is a next gen only game or a Series S only game. And so I went back and watched it, and my theory is when you see that place where like the whole world turns into like a dark world,
it changes.
I think that's gonna be a gameplay mechanic, right? Kind of similar to like one of
Silent Hill,
one of the old Zeldas, how there's like a light world and dark world. It's gonna be like you're in the regular world, and then you can flip into the dark world, and it completely changes the environment and things you gotta do. That's just dope if it's like that. You know what I mean?
And that's the indie dev, dog. Like, this shit is about to get crazy with the indies.
Yeah, Bloober team. Like, they're lit. Like that felt like Silent Hill just without the siren that you would get. Like, it just felt like that and without the rust and all of that. But everything, like, I can't wait for what that world looks like and the type of creatures that are designed for that. Like I'm really interested in that channel. Like no lie. Oh man.
Yeah. And, speaking on the people that you're talking about, Smooth. Twitter is a platform where everyone can speak. Everyone gets mad at everything.
That's true. That's also
You just
true.
have to understand that everyone gets mad at everything, and you position yourself as a personality to where people want to go either they're for you, harshly for you, or they're harshly against you.
Yeah.
So you just have to understand that. Like, there's some people that will not like what you say regardless, bro.
Yeah.
They will not like the narrative, yada yada. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. It's just the way it is.
No, I appreciate that. Hustle.
Smooth. Hold on, Smooth. You know what you're doing on Twitter. And,
Yo, I'm not doing
I'm all for
dude.
this shit.
I feel like I'm one of the most honest guys on Twitter, dude. And I try to keep I'm trying to keep
PlayStation 5 reveal, by the way.
Bro, I was giving some shit information. And I made the best of it. Like,
What's up, man?
what was your thoughts on the Inside Xbox, the gameplay? Is this gameplay the back one? Like, and did you have any like lasting thoughts on it?
The whole is this gameplay thing. I mean, they had gameplay there. I mean, they like I said it before. Aaron Greenberg just over advertised it, right? If he wouldn't have said anything, I said this on Sunday, like Bright Memory Infinite. I hope I got that title right.
Dude,
That
I
one
can't
looked really
wait
good.
for that.
Yeah.
I almost want to download the demo, the chapter that they put out, the version on PC. Just because a lot of people are talking to try to downplay the game. It's based off the same. No, what they're doing is they're saying, "Oh, the game's been out on PC, but it's unfinished. It's one chapter and it's not the same. It's not technically the same game because
it's the same for scoring.
It's a Kickstarter. When you buy when they're done with the game, like so, what we saw on Inside Xbox was what the game is supposed to look like. Because the one that's available on PC looks slightly different.
Yeah, it's
saying,
But
it's
they
gonna
both-
be.
that's why they call it-
the game.
That's why they call it Bright Memory Infinite, because it's
The PC one is called Bright Memory. That's it, and then they added Infinite because it's gonna be
it's like this is almost like a sequel almost.
Bro, I thought PC exclusive sucked, bro. Why y'all? Hold
up.
Looking forward to
Not a
this.
PC
Yeah,
exclusive.
when I say PC exclusive sucks, right? Games like Bright Memory are like games you can see being on console. I'm talking about that League of Legends bullshit where those top-down things or those city builders and shit like that.
It's only a couple of genres that don't pique your interest.
Those games that make you think unnecessarily, like
What? Think unnecessarily, bro? You don't want to think in a game, bro?
Speaking
not like that. I don't want to be play no Sims. You know what I mean? Like
Speaking of that,
simulators.
That top down,
the
stick
top
shooter.
down.
The Ascent.
That should look lit. I'm getting.
It does look. It looks. It's definitely against what I'm looking at. But here's the thing. I need to stop. I need to stop frauding because yes, Accent does look good. But I'm also type hype for Minecraft Dungeons, which is like a couple weeks away. So
I can add you for that. And my last game on there was Chorus. I'm super big. Chorus and Scorn. I didn't mention that on Weapon Wheel.
Bro,
Scorn, even though I didn't see much of it, listen. I got a little slander from shout out to Luca, but I got a little slander from her and her scumbags over there on the Scumcast. That joint looked good to me, man. Like
the concept of it.
Yeah, it's alien. It's like alien. I like
they
that
released. You know, it's funny. Like they had a trailer there, but that showed no gameplay. But they have like 15 minutes of gameplay out.
Yeah,
So I haven't
it's like
seen
what the
it.
hell
I've
was
heard
like
that.
3 years ago or something like that. Like
Yeah.
they had like a demo out. But who knows how much it's changed though? Like since then. So like
Yeah, but they could have just fucking copied and pasted if they fucking really.
yeah,
wanted
they
to.
could have. But that's 3 years though. Like is what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
who knows?
that gameplay looked disgusting. That shit looked more disgusting than the trailer. I saw the 10-minute gameplay, bro. What the? That shit.
Isn't it just like
I don't know, bro.
One of those like
That shit-
walking exploration?
Yeah, like
simulators?
it's very like the aesthetic is very H.R. Geiger inspired. Like if you know what the Alien series is, like the films, it kind of looks like that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
But they said that it's very it's heavily puzzle emphasis, but it also has like its combat parts in there. So you should be using like shotguns or weapons and shit like that. So I mean, I'm interested. Like it's gonna hurt my stomach, but I'm
Yeah.
fucking.
Oh yeah, I'm watching it
it-
now to
it
see what it
looks
looks like.
It looks like Doom Eternal's like that Doom Eternal level when you had to like destroy a heart times 10, bro. Like what the fuck?
Yo, that shit.
Bro, there's a Doom
wild.
Eternal level where you have to like destroy like a big ass heart,
Yeah.
and it's like all there's like they'd be having like random veins and like tendrils around.
membranes.
It looks like
and all
that
types
times
of
10,
shit.
bro. Everything is that.
Hey,
It's like what the fuck?
Bless, do me a favor. Link that in one of the Discords we can, though. I want to see that.
I'm watching it. I'm gonna send it in a Discord.
It reminded me more of a disgusting version of like Prometheus.
I think it's more than-
Prometheus mixed with the Flood from Halo, mixed with
Yeah,
Doom.
like that shit looks fucked
those
up.
things
Like,
look like a way more disgusting version of the Flood.
like
honestly.
if you look up the some of the concept art for it, like a lot of the corridors and shit like that, like it does look very reminiscent of Doom. Like it does.
Oh, there it is.
Like it's very beautiful though, in a disgusting way. Like it really is. Like
I linked it, bro. It's
this is
that times 10, bro.
no,
hopefully they
has
update
anyone-
the.
Oh, good.
No, I was saying hopefully they upgrade the visual quality on this. I mean, this is.
Oh yeah, they definitely
Oh
are.
yeah, for sure.
That old demo isn't nothing compared to what's gonna happen
that's-
today.
Yeah, that's like super old, Smooth. That's super old. Like, if
It's
y'all,
from 2017. Damn, you're right. Yeah.
See, if
it's old.
any of y'all should have interested in the Ascent or Accent, has anyone played Ruiner? Like, it's another twin stick shooter.
Ruiner
that's super
is a
good. Like,
fucking fantastic game.
thank
The game is
you. Oh
fucking
my
fantastic.
god. Thank you.
That game is
Yeah, yeah.
my
fantastic.
nigga.
Nah,
Thank
Ascent
you.
looks.
I'm playing this.
Yo, I need to replay that on. I played it on a
Ruiner.
different pair of headphones. I should replay that on these headphones.
Son, that score,
That
the aesthetic,
OST
like the
is
cyberpunk.
OD.
Yeah, like son, I got the whole soundtrack. Like they ain't even like.
Yeah, I
that
should
game is one of my
download that
favorite
shit flat.
This gen. That's in my top 10. This gen is Ruiner. That's in one of my top 10. Like I fucking love that.
Yeah,
game.
Ruiner was pretty goddamn good too.
I gotta say it, bro. Indie games and AA games have
Son,
been
they're
holding
fire.
down this
Dude.
gen, bro.
They are.
Honestly,
Facts.
AAA
Facts.
games are not that good this gen.
They're not.
They are
Apart
hit,
from a
miss,
very
or
few-
mid.
Very
Yeah,
fair.
Hit, miss, or mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Indie
very-
games
very
have been
fair.
fire throughout this entire generation.
Well, to
Facts.
me, what's been carrying me throughout this generation, right? There's a few AAA games that I really enjoy. You know, God of War,
Mhm.
FF7,
Oh,
and
hell
stuff like
yeah.
that, right? But
Shit,
Yeah.
they did too.
but
like,
but
They're the
the
gens.
games I've been enjoying the most are the AA games like Yakuza, like your Neo, right? Like
mhm.
them shits is just like those are the shits I've been enjoying like the most.
Outer Worlds, like Hollow Knight, fucking fantastic. Bloodstained
Yeah.
Ritual of the Night.
I got
Shit,
that
I,
game.
Ruiner.
I just got done playing shit a couple days ago. Shit, I beat Kona. Like that's a really good game. Like Kona was really good. Like I don't
check
know
that out.
shit. Yeah, that shit's good. Like all right. Like I'll say the ones that caught me off. Like a lot of y'all mentioned them. Shit, it was like Scorn, Medium, fucking the Infinite Game. The Vampire Jones shit. I wasn't really impressed by that. Like I get it. Like it's just like, I mean, but I've watched people play through it in the older one that I never got to play. So shit, I'm really interested to jump into this and see what it does mechanics wise and just like story wise. I'm interested. Shit.
Well, I just
What
want to
is
say before you
good.
go on, I hope you don't throw up because that visual fidelity was looking ass. I hope you don't get sick. I hear the game is good. I hear the franchise is
For
good
what
though.
game? For what game? What you talking about?
Vampire.
Is it Vampire?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I'm like
That
that
shit
shit look
look
like
great.
super
Character
stiff.
model
Like
look crazy.
Hey, it has RTX on PC, though. What you mean?
All right.
oh, man.
Nah, I don't care. I'm still buying that game day one.
Yeah,
though. I wanna play that
hell
game.
yeah.
Yeah, the franchise is good.
What other game? Like, I mean, shit. I'm not really like. I'm not.
Scarlet
Did I
That
want to see-
Landfill game. That was
Scarlet
cool.
Nexus.
Yeah.
Scarlet
Scarlet
Nexus,
Nexus.
yeah.
Shit, I really fuck with
Yeah,
that.
I'm
like,
about
I'm a
that
big
for sure.
anime head, so I fuck with it.
I like Second Extension. That shit looks tight to me.
I
No,
like that
second
game too,
extension. Like
actually,
I'm kind of
yeah.
reserved on that. until
Yeah, I don't know
if
yet.
there's any story to it. If there ain't no story,
Yeah, we're gonna see some more. But I seen it's co-op and like some of the FPS elements to it look pretty tight to me. So
No,
I'm
they
like,
look
yeah, I
dope.
think I get this.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I just want a story. I don't just want to just be shooting fucking
Yeah.
dinosaurs for the fuck
I
of
think
it.
I
Like,
think it's
I'm
gonna be like
turn that shit off. Like,
I think it's gonna be like a Killing Floor. type of
Killing
game.
Floor. I was gonna say the
think
same.
Yeah,
I
thing.
think
Left
it's
4
gonna be
Dead
like I think it's gonna be like a $40 co-op game. That's what
Yep.
that game looks like.
That's it. Get on that, platinum that game or something. I don't know.
yeah.
That's
Like,
good.
but my
It look cool.
deal with Valhalla is just like I already have like a template in my head of what it's going to play like. But I mean, what I would have liked to see gameplay, of course. What they said prior to the show, they said that it was going to be less than an hour. So like, I mean, I had expectations of like this wasn't going to be like deep into these titles. Like I feel like some might have been spotlighted, but I feel like the way that they format inside Xbox is very talk to the devs or like let them like speak out their parts. So I feel like those parts were going to be prioritized for more of the time.
Yeah.
So I felt like the trailers were going to get shown how they got shown, and I feel like if they were going to do it just like how they basically do all inside Xboxes, then like they should have had at least had gameplay of you like behind the character of Valhalla showing some shit going down. At least that much, at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, show
but they
some
said that it
combat or
was going to be
something.
less than an hour. So I was like, less than an hour, 10-minute gameplay, you showing 12, 13 games, it doesn't add up. You get what I'm saying? And they gonna have folks talking in there. So it never really hit me as much until I put the times, how many titles, and like the interview shit that they usually do. And the same thing with the tech demo with Unreal 5. Like a lot of people kind of like it dragged on once they got past the whole spectacle.
Yeah.
Like
man.
after you see all of that shit, then it was like I enjoyed hearing the devs talk about how folks were going to be able to leverage the shit and how it's scalable and all of that between consoles and Unreal 4 and all that. I love that part. But once they mentioned Fortnite and all of that shit, I just zoned out because they just kept talking about shit like towards the back end of it. And I just got tired of hearing it. But I didn't feel that way personally about inside Xbox because a majority of these titles besides Madden fucking interest me. And Dirt 5. I don't give a fuck about Dirt 5. But everything else I was interested in.
I want to mention Dirt 5 for the record, 4K 60 or 120 frames, and that's why, like when they said that, that's what made me just think, it's the fact that you got choices. I'm like, I thought all games were gonna do that next gen.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't.
Oh shit!
You can't be sure with devs, bro.
Shit
Crazy.
crazy.
Third-party devs, right? I'm sure it's the Sony the Sony first party games, they're gonna have that option, right? Because they already do. They already like
for the
God
most
of War
part, they have
option.
that option. Besides, like Uncharted 4, bro, that shit's 30 FPS even on Pro.
Yeah, shit, Uncharted 4 should have
option.
had the option though. Shit, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah,
with you. That shit would
but
have been
yeah, as
fire.
far as third party devs, like the whole thing with like Ubisoft, man, I just hope they're hearing the outrage. and they're actually
big
like
facts.
because the thing what y'all talking about before, right? Like let's talk about how Ubisoft like. Or when y'all was saying how their games are super demanding, right? It's because a lot of their games are like huge open worlds that doesn't need to be that big. It does like some of them games are just like don't like Wildlands was like freaking huge, but it didn't need to be.
And that game was bad, bro.
that game is so
Bigger the
bad.
better. That shit was bad.
Yeah,
anyway.
there's nothing-
So I'm
That
kinda
shit was
glad-
big for no fucking reason, bro.
Yeah,
there's
no,
nothing
that's
in
what
that
I'm
world.
saying. So I'm kind of glad
Wow,
when they said that this Assassin's Creed, right, Valhalla was going
Would
to
be more condensed.
Right, so yeah, it's more condensed and more focused. Okay, because in my opinion, that's going to make the game better. You know what I mean? Than just
Yeah,
being
exactly.
Big for no reason.
Same.
From a person that I used to love Assassin's Creed, but the reason I stopped giving a fuck after 3, the changes that they're doing to Valhalla
Oh shit.
sound kind of good. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it though.
Mhm.
Actually, I told myself I'm never gonna buy another Assassin's Creed game,
Oh,
so
man.
I will not buy it. But I might get that shit from a girl from a gym at the gym though. But
Oh man.
Okay.
You got the sugar mama.
Oh
Okay.
man.
That's
oh,
tough.
it's not what you
said
think.
Body
Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, so it's funny. But
Okay.
My man, a personal trainer. You dig?
Nah, he talking about
I'm talking about something else. But Yeah, I think I'll give it a try. I'm playing Origins right now, and like, people said that Odyssey was a grind, bro. Origins is a grind as well.
Well,
So
Odyssey,
Origins is.
I didn't really find Odyssey as a grind that much. So like,
they kind of force you to do side missions, bro. Because the main mission it goes from like, oh, you're level 2, main mission level 5. Next mission after that level 10. Next mission after that level 13, 14, 15. And when you're only getting enough to like maybe level up once, like.
No, I agree with that. For
that you're gonna have to you have to do side missions.
No, I agree with that.
I don't mind grinding in games, but I feel you.
Go through the story at times and don't want to do the side missions. But the way I play a lot of times, like these open world games that I'm into, I end up doing like a lot of the side missions by default. So it didn't really feel like I had to grind. But I definitely understand people's complaint about that game, because it is true about how like the level caps will like. Or like it would increase like by like 10 levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the next mission, I'm only in the beginning, and it's just like
and in that game you can get bodied by just being like under like 2 or 3 levels.
Yeah, you know I forgot completely all about, because right now I think I'm at like a 60, like a 67. I'm on like the second expansion. I got too many hours into that game, but yeah, I forgot to start. But Origins also, it was a level system, and obviously you're encouraged to do side missions and whatnot. But Origins is a grind, but compared to Odyssey, it's not that much, because you can. I think I completed Origins in like my 40s, or even between level 39 or level 40, and I think I got probably to level 50 after I completed the game. And since Odyssey, I think I beat the game at like a level 48 or something like that. And then I got to the level I'm at now, I think, like just after game content and just finishing off like the maps and stuff.
I'll try to keep playing it, but I don't know. But I'm glad that they're making changes, like, oh, your hidden blade is an insta kill again, because like why is it not an insta kill in Origins or Odyssey? That's
because the level system,
because
that's like,
you can get it. Yeah, you can get it to pretty much an instant kill, or damn near instant kill, right? The more you level up, but
basically my entire problem with Assassin's Creed is it's like it's not even Assassin's Creed anymore. But I'm glad that they're trying to do some changes to make it more like the old game, I guess.
Nah. I prefer it like the Assassin's Creeds we've been getting, bro. This is the best form of an Assassin's.
I know you do.
I love them, dude.
They were like.
But let me give a shout out to the chat though. I think shout out to everybody for watching. We've been peaking at like 150. If y'all can just like make use of the damn like button though, that would be nice.
The like button, y'all. Please
just hit the like button for sure. Also, I just want to touch up. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but there was like some sort of leaks in regards to next generation console releases through games. I know Sony came out and dismissed their
October release.
Their October release came from a job opening, a job listing, and it said October. Xbox also is supposed to be October because of Yakuza's release date. The Yakuza is supposed to the new Yakuza is supposed to be a launch title for the Xbox Series X. Like day and date with every launch as a launch title for the Xbox Series X. And on one of the retail outlets who are known not to use they don't use placement dates. Had the Yakuza date at October 23rd. So those kind of were things that kind of went under the radar with if Yakuza is a launch title, it's supposed to come day and date on Xbox Series X, and October 23rd, that would make the Xbox Series X come out Friday, October 23rd is a and I think the PlayStation they didn't give a date, but it's October. Now, me personally, I felt that the PlayStation would, before this whole Corona thing broke out, I was predicting an October release for the PlayStation 5, and I was leaning to a September release for the Series X and a November release for the Lockhart. I kind of just have my feelings, but I don't see October being a bad time because at this point you want to get it. It's a good time. You don't want to get it out too late. I know November is the normal time frame, but October isn't too far fetched. And the way I feel like Xbox is moving, they seem very prepared, at least on the hardware side. And that's why I keep saying, I know they say holiday, but I won't be surprised if this thing end up being like a late September release or early October release.
Jesus, not late September. Jesus, Smoke.
Hey,
are you sure?
For Xbox, for Xbox, I can see that happening. For PlayStation,
I don't see that. No,
I don't know because they haven't shown anything yet.
Honestly, I think both of these consoles are still gonna release like the normal, like November. Honestly, because I don't really see them either. Them releasing in October only because this whole COVID-19 has slowed things down, right? Like things have gotten slower, like as far as production or whatever. So I don't see why they will release it earlier when they can probably just wait a little bit. You know what I mean? Like late November or something like that to make sure everything is on time.
But here's the dilemma.
Chris, my fault, Smoke. Let me debunk that right quick. The COVID-19 thing where the consoles are coming from, they're back to normal now. Like I heard that like last week, but like everything back is like picked up back to normal. So when Phil Spencer says, he says, hey, these things are still on track and it's still going to happen. I definitely believe it because I watched the news and they said that China is pretty much like damn near back up and running.
It's not even just China; they multi-source their components from different.
But that's China. But what about
to different parts of Asia?
So but what about developers out west who's trying to get their launch games out? What if they still
that's the issue. Now that's the bigger point right there is what's going to be the lineup of games coming out and what's the timetable for development, because that's going to determine whether you're going to buy the console day one or not. Because let's say Sony got their shit together, right? Like, hey, we have these games coming out day one, and Microsoft Game Studios is like, oh, Halo Infinite has to get delayed another month. That's gonna make all the difference right there in deciding what you're gonna buy, especially for a casual.
Nobody play Halo, man.
Oh, Halo slander! Jesus Christ, I'm about to play that after the Xbox.
No, I love Halo. Ain't nobody really playing it on like Xbox like that.
I'm not a Halo guy, but I am excited to see what they do with Infinite. So
I'm playing Halo right now. Somebody come help a nigga out.
I'm gonna need those people that make Halo on PC actually figure out how to fucking make a port, bro.
Yo, shout out to Aaron Greenberg. He been liking my tweets today.
Oh shit,
bro. The Halo ports are, bro. Every port they've done is bad in like a significant way, bro. Like Halo 2 right now. If you play like the OG Halo 2 like graphics or whatever on multiplayer, there's times where you don't even throw a grenade.
Oh,
like, you press the button and nothing happens.
Oh, the reload animation. The reload animation doesn't happen.
Reload animation doesn't happen. Also, half the time your bullets don't even register.
Damn.
Literally.
Oh my
your
God.
bullets don't fucking register.
So
you'll be shooting somebody for a long ass time just to get a single kill.
The hit detection is pretty bad on PC right now, and the animations, they're gonna patch it.
So I need to wait about a week. This is what you're telling me? Because
they're not gonna fix it. They've had problems with Halo Reach from the jump. Halo Reach, if you unlock the frame rate on mouse and keyboard, it feels stuttery as shit.
Oh yeah,
because they have never fixed that. Never.
But I don't know if y'all remember, but in like a blog post, because when all these games were releasing, the Halo joints was releasing, I was kind of following like 343, and they pretty much said like, nah, we're not changing anything about nothing. We said we're gonna keep that. Bro,
they're leaving the game fucking broken.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Like, and also Halo Reach has a sound problem where the sound is just like fucking muffled as shit, and they're never gonna fix the shit.
It's crazy. It's still
they're
like
never
that.
Gonna fix it.
That's why. Yeah, that's still
like. Bruh, and on top of that, there hasn't been one good implementation of mouse and keyboard support. I aim better in mouse and keyboard games, or I aim better in any other FPS game on PC. I aim better on any other game, but that implementation is janky as shit, bro.
because it was
bad,
meant
bro.
for an Xbox.
Yeah,
Like-
No, it's meant for 30 FPS. Because Bungie never made a 60 FPS game.
Yeah, that's true. Bungie, you love that 30 frames. That's why you got rocked with 343, baby. They the only ones
shit.
that's accurately doing 60 frames. People say Bungie got better.
343 is trash though.
No, 343 got 60 frames per second Halo games.
I mean, they do have 60 FPS, but
I don't know why y'all playing on that legacy Halo. Play some Halo 5. Get this work. Like Halo 5 is like, yo, 343. Yo, I don't know why y'all don't respect these guys, yo.
I can answer that question, Smooth.
It's a simple answer, bro.
Why?
A lot of people like Halo 4, good single player, shit multiplayer. Halo 5,
That's what I was gonna
shit
ask.
single player. Okay,
I don't agree.
No.
That's the
Hold on.
the most
I want to ask the Halo fans, right? The people who are like legit
shit.
Halo fans
In the chat?
in this panel. In this panel and also the chat. Because I'm not really a Halo guy, but and I haven't played the last two Halos, 4 and 5. But from what I hear from other Halo fans, it's definitely a mixed feeling, right? Like some people
It
would say,
is.
they'll say, well, this one had a great campaign, but crappy multiplayer, and then this one had a great multiplayer, but a crappy campaign, right? From 343.
like I said.
I want to ask, is this 343's last chance to get it right as far as having both campaign and multiplayer be great like Halo used to be under Bungie? Is this their last chance for you guys?
Son, get away from me.
For me personally, I've said this before. If Halo Infinite isn't that great on both ends, I'm not going to completely write them off. They still have an opportunity to make a good Halo game. They don't know how to make a Master Chief game. They do not. They can make a spin-off game like how Halo Reach was and like how ODST was. Those two games were great games. You can easily make a game within the Halo universe as a spin-off and really implement your vision. They had Halo 4, right? Halo 4 was a great story. The multiplayer I was really good at. I can see why people have issues with the multiplayer of Halo 4. Halo 5, worst fucking Halo campaign I've ever played in my life. I don't care what anybody tells me. Fighting the same boss 10 times in a row, and the marketing of that was the best marketing of a Halo I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was awesome marketing.
That was the best marketing of a Halo I've ever seen.
The best
And
marketing, worst
Master
campaign. You hate
That
to see it.
campaign
Like,
was
what?
so bad. And they
the
This
hell?
is where I disagree with everyone,
Dude, and
so
then-
it's just like I'm
Did you-
so
yo,
on
Chris, I'ma
just
send you
at
a
the
video.
other side
I'm gonna send you a video
of
of
the spectrum with
of,
this.
of Bungie's philosophy of how they made Halo versus 343's philosophy of how they made Halo. Bungie gave you the ability, right, of interacting with actual like the world of Halo, and how you interact with it within the story is completely different from how 343 does it. 343 just puts in the cutscene. With Bungie, they say, hey, that interaction you're gonna have with whatever boss you're gonna be able to execute. It's like Spartan Lock versus Chief, right? We thought we were gonna have an actual in-game encounter with the both of them with the way the game is marketed.
Nope.
Just to come down to a 2-minute cutscene.
Nope.
Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that, bro?
I don't think it's as easy as people like, for any type of developer to jump on a legendary franchise like Halo. It's probably
It's not, but that's the thing. That's Microsoft's fault.
Well, hold on.
Microsoft could have had Bungie as a dev, but they wanted to make
Yeah,
Destiny,
they
and
And
they got rid. They
Halo 4
lost a great dev, just like they lost a great
That's
dev
no
with,
That's no excuse, because you look at Halo 4, right? Look at Halo 4. We fought the Diadact. There was in-game design of you fighting the Diadact at the end of the game. There is no excuse how you cannot have an interactive fight scene like some Uncharted or Last of Us or God of War type shit where you're hitting buttons and you're fighting either as Master Chief or Spartan Lock in the game. There's no excuse for that.
I just want to.
The motherfuckers
Nobody
had-
like if you think about it, like nobody really digs like kind of like quick time presses in a game, especially when it comes to boss fights or any type of pivotal fight. So to put that in there, they would have got shit on for that anyway. A lot of people didn't even like the boss fight at the end of fucking Uncharted 4. Like they hated it because they brought in a mechanic that wasn't wasn't previously seen.
It wasn't there throughout the whole game.
So like, it was like, yeah,
So what about Halo 4? Was the end of Halo 4 bad?
All I know is Halo 4
Like,
was
I don't know.
graphically impressive. The story was great. I had a great time with freaking Halo 4.
Fuck.
And Halo, and
nah.
the thing about Halo 5, I didn't think it was a bad campaign. I just know it wasn't what was advertised, but I didn't have an issue with the campaign. And you mentioned about fighting that same boss multiple times. Hey, there's another Game of the Generation contender that did that.
God of War.
And God of War.
Hey, that is a mini boss, sir.
But
Yeah,
there's
it's not
reasons
an
that
actual
you
boss.
fought
Real
those
boss, yeah.
bosses, though. Like, it
I'm
wasn't
joking,
like
no.
they were just throwing in a boss just for the fuck of it. There was a reason that guy kept showing up, story-wise. So
Yeah.
he had a point. So, like,
I
mean,
understand the purpose of having that.
when they make certain decisions, like, I feel like gamers, like, I'm just in general fans, like, they miss a lot of those details because the feels are invested so much. All right, I'll bear with you with the way that it was marketed. Okay, cool. But the story wise and the story beats and like Rick Cortana and like the manipulation and all of that shit, it made sense. Like now, a lot of motherfuckers had an issue.
Sorry about that, you guys. I had to do something for work.
It can make sense, but the execution is horrible.
I wasn't done. Like a lot of motherfuckers was mad because they weren't straddling Master Chief's fucking back the entire game. Like every time I see that, they're like, "Yeah, we didn't play enough, Chief, so she didn't feel like Halo." Stop that shit. Because you're gonna hinder storytelling and like the potential of where it could possibly go.
Chris, if
Halo
you ever,
is a
if
very
you ever get
expansive
Xbox, don't play that
universe.
campaign. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Don't ever play that campaign.
Don't ever
My
play
man
that
is
game.
so fucking mad
Man.
about
I don't
this
want to hear
game,
nothing.
bro. Like,
I don't want to hear
man.
nothing, bro. That's
I'm
the
just
I'm
wanna-
afraid. I'm afraid
the
of
Halo
playing
game,
it when if it comes to Master Chief Collection, bro.
oh,
I
shit,
just
well,
wanna say
I don't
this
know shit
real
if it's gonna
quick.
come to Master Chief Collection,
Ooh.
but
We
Real
had
quick, though.
4 Halo games, and we had Reach. We had Reach and ODST that were great campaigns. Halo 5 does not live up to any of the standards of those Halo games. I'm sorry.
no,
hold on.
I'm not
I wanna
saying
answer
it
the question.
does.
I want to answer the question though.
Oh, go ahead, my bad. Like,
343 will hit a fucking home run with Halo Infinite. They have the ability to make a good story from Part 4, right, and good multiplayer from Part 5. Bonnie Ross,
Yes.
I'm believing in her. I'm believing in her. Man.
My
And
big thing
I think
is
it's gonna be good. That's it. That's
Is
all
I
I
feel
want to
like-
say. That's it.
I
my
think it's gonna
biggest
be
thing
too.
is
I'm with you on that.
I'm hoping that they don't listen to the community a lot because for some reason every time they do, they make drastic changes to the gameplay and it messes the whole thing up. Like now, for some reason, I remember when there was rumors go around that it was gonna have like a Destiny-like world. Remember? And I flipped shit because I don't want that.
I don't.
It's
want that
just-
either.
Yeah, I heard that
Like,
shit
if-
too. It's gonna be like open. It's not gonna be like a regular story.
Yeah, it's not
That's
gonna
what
be
that's originally what they said, or
Which
rumors.
Like, I don't want them to listen
Rumors.
to fans and just scared of that shit. Like,
That's the
No, it's
double-edged.
okay to,
That's
it's okay to listen to fans because there are certain things that true fans. There's a difference between people bitching and people criticizing.
Yeah.
Like in Destiny, people bitch about certain guns, but when you criticize, that's the people you need to listen to.
Mhm.
You can't listen to the bad players and throw them in with everyone. Like,
Yeah.
That's
Talk the shit
that's
at it.
the double-edged sword of listening to your community, because
Yeah.
that happens a lot in a lot of games. Like Siege,
It
like,
does.
there's
Yeah.
people that go on Reddit and
Yeah. Oh,
bitch
yeah.
all day and
Jesus.
night, and they're just casual
I hate
players that don't understand the concept and mechanics of the game. They'll
Mhm.
bitch about some character
Mhm.
being too strong,
but
and then the devs may go and like nerf a character, and then the pro players and the content creators are like, "What the fuck are you doing? This is a
Well,
terrible decision."
what I
Yada
will
yada
say,
yada. Like,
Hashtag
but then
Sims.
there's also
happen
people.
in Call of Duty all the time. All the time.
And then there's people, but then there's like actual people that are like pro players or whatnot that actually have good decisions,
Yeah.
but
what I will
they're
say-
not always listened to.
what I will say is
Yeah,
the community they've been supporting that game for a while. Like, we might not play that, but my brother's
Yeah.
obsessed with that game. He plays it all the time. I mean, he just destroyed Kid Smooth a couple days ago.
Actually,
and
he
that's-
didn't. He didn't.
Oh,
He
man.
didn't. He actually didn't. The score ended up being
Siege?
like 10-7.
well, again,
Then why don't you play him again? Let's see what happens. Play him again.
Oh,
But anyway,
shit.
Man.
you know, the thing is he showed me some of the Forge maps. Like Forge is, I was sitting there watching this shit. I was like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
The
a lot
shit
of
they've done to this. Like
Yeah.
there was a map where it was a subway and it was 2 lanes, and a sub and a train would come down the lanes. Like,
Oh shit!
and I'm
Yeah.
just like, that's just crazy. Like as long as they take that multiplayer that's from Halo 5, and they make sure they take the Halo 5 multiplayer and they take the direction they went with Halo 4 with a little bit different scenarios, and they put that shit together, they have a great game.
Yeah,
Like,
There you go.
support custom games. Custom games was the funnest part of
They
Halo.
they
3.
did support.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
they did
it was,
support
it
it, but
was.
you need to
Oh,
you need to
they-
promote it even more. Like custom
Yeah,
games in
they-
Halo 3 was the most interactive shit and some of the best multiplayer experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, that's my favorite online game. Period.
The thing
Halo
that they
3.
need-
It's made me love it.
Like I heard in that leak that they're getting rid of Warzone. I hope that's not true. Like,
Oh,
Keep,
man.
I know-
I like Warzone.
like
I
keep
haven't played this
Warzone
shit.
in there. If you want to do that Warzone shit, that's cool.
What's
Let them
Warzone?
do that.
So
Warzone-
Warzone's a 12v12 game mode in Halo, right? Where there's
Okay.
there's bases that you have to capture, but besides capturing bases, you can
It's pretty
kill.
much-
You have to kill enemies to earn points as well, right?
It's pretty much Battlefield in Halo.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very detailed. I like the concept of Warzone. I played it a lot when the game first came out, and it's a really cool game mode. Like keep in the game, make it better. Boom. People can play Warzone. People can play social and ranked and stuff like that. Like have the options of different stuff you can play in multiplayer. Like Nick is smooth. No, like I play Halo 5. Like I'm good at the game. I just hate the campaign.
Oh.
And
Yeah, no,
I think that's my biggest. Like I can't. I'm willing to admit that Halo 5 was a misstep. Halo 4 was a misstep, but I'm not on that train that 343's never made a good Halo game. They've made good Halo games. They've never made a great Halo game.
Do you think this is their last chance to make a great Halo game before you're
Yes.
like, all right, do something else, 343?
If
Like,
I don't even think that if something doesn't happen, I think there's going to be massive overhauls. I think Bonnie Ross is gone, done. Like she's out of there.
Well,
I
let
think
me ask you something, Attic, because before you got in here, I asked the panel and everybody else. I don't really play Halo. I'm not a Halo player, but considering the mixed reactions with the last 2 Halo games when it comes to 343, is this for you? Is this 343's last chance to nail it as far as having a great campaign and a great multiplayer?
I think it's not necessarily what I want. It's what the masses want.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Halo 4's single player, and to be honest with you, like I thought Halo 4's multiplayer was dog shit. Like a lot of people like to sit there. They like to say, "Oh, Halo 4." They like to say Halo's Call of Duty now, and I can get that comparison with 4. I can, but I can't get behind that when it comes to 5. To me, what do you guys feel like makes Halo? I feel like what makes Halo is map control, and that's what always made Halo.
It's
like,
map control
Yeah.
and
Like,
power weapons.
Yeah, people sitting there. Oh, you shouldn't be able to
And
sprint. You should be able
grenades.
to aim down sights. I'm like, so let me get this straight. It's okay in the older ones that you can aim down sights with the sniper rifle, with the BR, with a couple other guns, but you can't aim down with other guns because those people only want those guns to be used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
They don't want you to be able to use the AR. Sure,
Yeah.
you could. The other guns were efficient, but when you came across a really good BR person, you were done because
Yes,
you
sir.
couldn't
Yeah.
do anything. You couldn't
And
get
it's
close to it.
it's a skill gap. It's not some artificial shit where I get a couple kills and I can just spawn in the power weapon. No, you have to get to that part of the map first before the other team and gain control over that shit. And if the
Like,
other
if
team
you
if they do get it, you have to coordinate with your teammates. Yo, they have gravity hammer, they have rockets. Be careful.
And they're like, look, Halo 4, they put that stuff in there. People didn't like it. Halo 5, they're like, look, we understand we messed up Halo 4's multiplayer. All right, so what we're going to do is if you sprint, you can't get your shields back. I feel like that's a fair middle ground.
Yeah.
If you go down your aim down sights, if you go ADS and you get shot, you get thrown out of it. I feel like that's a fair middle ground. For people that watching this, if you try to shoot someone aim down sights and the other person's using hip fire, that person's going to win every time.
Right.
because the moment they shoot you, it takes you straight out of ADS, and you have to either A, retreat because you've already lost half your shields, or B, try to 1v1 him, hip firing as well.
Stay on point. You have to stay on point with your aim.
See, that's the part that kills me. I'm sorry. People that don't like these new Halo multiplayers, they don't really give it a chance. They have this mindset they don't like it from the start, so they don't try it. And when they do try it, they're hating every bit of it because they've convinced themselves it's bad. Like, sure, the Spartan lock, the Spartan jump, maybe those could come up. But to be honest with you, I want those things to stay in it.
It's the evolution of the game. You're not trying to have it back to Halo 3 levels of multiplayer because
Master
it's going to be
Chief is a fucking soldier in a power suit. Why are you walking around like a turtle?
Right. Master Chief.
It makes no fucking sense. Yeah. It makes no fucking sense.
It's damned if you do it, damned if you don't. Because if you change it up, people are gonna complain that you changed shit. That they like. If you keep it the same, people are gonna complain that you didn't change it up. So nobody's ever gonna be happy.
Nobody's gonna be happy with Halo.
Run, up to 60 miles per hour in that suit he got. And
see, what's gonna happen is you're gonna make. I'm sorry. There can't be a game in 2020 that doesn't have sprint. I won't play it.
No,
it's just like, see, and what it is people that use the BR, people that use range weapons like the hand, the pistol. They don't want, people, they always say, well, in Halo 2, you move faster than you do sprinting in Halo 5. That's true. But the difference is you can't change momentum that you could in Halo 5.
Yeah.
You can't go from running to jumping to dashing left to dashing up. You can't do that in Halo 2.
No, once you're in the gym inside Halo 2, it's a wrap for you if you have bad position. At least with Halo 5, you can alleviate that with some of the abilities.
Like
you can traverse certain parts of the map with those abilities as well.
That's the thing. People they don't want a target has that much momentum. They want a target that goes the same speed and never mixes it up. They want a target that jumps up because you guys realize the only reason that Halo Jump even existed is because there was nothing else you could do back then.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah,
motherfuckers were jumping up in the air because that was the most consistent way to make someone inaccurate. Do you know how dumb that sounds?
That Fortnite shit.
Hey, what you think about them changing gears around for the communities?
Can we not talk about that?
Gears, bro.
That's what motivate. King of the Hill.
Well,
Gears is Gears 4 is better. Period.
I just want to say,
I'd rather take pics and claw my eyeballs out than play Gears.
I'm gonna need you to fall back with that bullshit. I just want to say, I picked the wrong time to become a Gears head because everybody keeps telling me like,
rather rip my fingernails off than play Gears.
From Erica to Century, from everybody who really like get down with it, they tell me like, yo, the older ones were much better. And this is like the first time I had an opportunity to play like a multiplayer game. And like watch it change and play it from its inception and watch it change and change and change. I've robbed Gronkowski my motherfucking controller down because they changed like the fucking that shit. Like I literally broke a controller behind that shit.
Wow.
I love it though.
Damn.
I do love it though. I'm not gonna hold you. I got like
also, did you play 4?
I played it briefly when Kofi and them was playing it. I played it briefly. There's a lot of things.
I just don't like it. I don't like a game that only really focuses on one gun. If people say, "Oh, no, the high level play, you play the Lance and shit," it doesn't matter. Why is it every time I join your guys' stream, 80% of the time you have the Gasher or whatever the fucking Gasher? People can say whatever you want. I hear you guys bitch constantly that people aren't using a shotgun all the time. That people aren't using a shotgun.
Wait, can't get me out. Your mic is wilding out. Your mic is wilding out.
I just want to say that there.
Yeah.
I just want to say that there's definitely strategy to Gears. Like you can throw a smoke. Like if we're playing, I primarily play King of the Hill, right? So if you throw a smoke and motherfucker dumb enough to run out, you can have your Lancer out and chainsaw him to death. The things that they need to fix in that is actually with the Lancer. Like when you have it's rare, but when you have a Nasher out, you can counteract that really quick and then shoot and get like a tie. What do they call it? Like a 50-50 kill, a tie kill, whatever you call that shit. Like a trade. You can get that, but like the Lancer will me be careful how I say this. The Lancer will pull you in automatically all the time, period. And there's like nothing you can do. And they need to fix that shit because
ironically, they need to fix the only range weapon that's worth a damn. And gotcha.
The Lancer came out. Gears 5 Lancer was super fucking busted, bro.
Yeah,
originally that shit was super fucking busted. It's still somewhat annoying, but it's not nowhere near as annoying as when it released. That shit was
the retro
busted.
Let's just be real here. You guys want a shotgun fest. You don't want anyone else using any other gun but the shotgun. Let's just be real. Let's stop playing.
Absolutely, it is a shotgun
fest. There you go. That's
but the thing is, I've said that about Gears before I even played Gears. Gears 4 is my first Gears on PC. That's my first Gears. I said it was a shotgun fest the entire time of the entire 360 gen. But when I played it on but when I played it on Gears, when I played on Gears 4, I still liked it though. Like I can make fun of a game and still like it.
And it's not just the shotgun fest. I mean, if you know what you're doing,
like I said.
Let me.
I encourage everyone. The next time Erica or Hustle Motivator stream it, go in there. Don't say nothing at all. Just count how many times the shotgun.
I use that shit. Yeah, I got to get with it. Go, my fault, Bless. Go ahead.
So and then count how many times they bitch that someone uses another gun but the shotgun.
I don't hold on, Bless, before you go. I don't have no complaint about that. Like, listen, I got a complaint about motherfuckers using power weapons like the bull talk. Yo, that shit will get you up out of here quick. I got a complaint like buzzsaw.
Power weapons. I hate that. I don't have a problem like the marksman rifle, like the DMR type shit. I don't have a problem with that. Not really. Like it's whatever.
I always have an issue with people using power weapons. Like to me, I don't fuck with.
It's because you want everyone to use a shotgun.
The boom shot or whatever. Like, all right, so
cut that shit off. If it's up to me, turn that shit off. Get your motherfucking ass and you get busy. And then if you win, you beat me that way, then you beat me that way.
That's why I don't fuck with Gears. That's why I don't fuck with Gears. Because you're trying to pull away the actual guns that are effective. Everyone uses a shotgun. I don't care. Everyone used the shotgun, and I don't like games like that. That's why I have a huge problem with Destiny right now. Mm-hmm. Well, they kind of remedied it, but here, like a month and a half ago, everyone was using Hardlight. That's the only gun people use, and I stopped playing it because of it. Because I want diversity. I don't want one gun killing me all the time.
But you can actually counteract that once you learn the movement. Like I've watched Bless play, and Bless, you're pretty good actually. I've watched Bless play. I've watched Erica play, and Jez. I'm sorry, Merc and a few of them. The one thing that most of them have over me is movement. Like they know how to like ball bounce and slide and move. Like I've literally seen Erica put the moves on the motherfucker and end up behind them and blow their motherfucking head off their shoulders.
Yeah, that's like there's like percentages of like what it takes to be a good Gears player. You have to have like I'll say like 30%, 35% good at just shooting the shotgun. All right. Yep. The next like 30-35% is movement, and then the rest after that is map control.
Yeah. That's indeed.
If you have all of that, you're a fantastic Gears player.
I feel like you need more than 35%.
I'm saying it matters.
If you only hit 35% of your shots with the shotgun, you gonna get your shit pushed in.
I'm not talking about 35% accuracy. I'm talking about like percentages of like skill. Like how to cut up a Gears player, like
if you had to pick 3 things to be good at. No, I got you.
Yeah, 3 things to be good at. This is what they need to be.
I ain't gonna lie, like I had to learn how to use a shotgun to keep up, and I've focused on using the shotgun so much I can't use any other weapon other than a boom shot. Like,
did Bond ever play you?
No, Bond is running, yo. He running. He ain't gonna want to play me. Like,
I don't understand why you let the pressure up, man. You need to be on him every day.
Hey, I agree with you on that one.
It's easy to say that I don't lose bets when you're not taking the bet that you putting down.
Yeah, Bond doesn't. He don't want the smoke, man. He don't want the smoke. I want to play him bad. I really want to play him.
It's easy to clown on you for saying PC gamers suck when you ain't picking up the sticks and proving PC gamers don't suck. Like,
hey, Smooth, you better not lose that shit. I got faith in you, though.
I won't, especially not Gears 5. Especially not Gears 5.
Everybody in the chat, I want you to go right now on Twitter who are willing to do this and at Bond and tell him to play Kid Smooth. Tell him to stop dunking. You can't clown on BG for dunking challenges when he does, and you dunk into challenge of Kid Smooth.
Damn, poor BG. He ain't even here. Don't do that. He not even
Ron know for a fact he does not play no multiplayer game, so he is tentative to play that shit. He is definitely tentative. He doesn't want to be clowned by Kid Smooth.
Here's the thing.
Because that would hurt his pride immensely. I would suspect.
He would only get clowned for it because he clowns Smooth so much, sadly.
Yeah.
So like,
it's just it's like building up pressure. And if he were to lose, it would. Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is you can't talk all the shit Bon talks, and then when someone gives you a challenge, you run from it. Like you can't do that. Like,
yeah, I definitely was trying to get that shit on Weapon Whip.
Right? Yeah.
I ain't
when people like a whole bunch of shit, right? And then you challenge them. And then they come out with like some insane number, like, all right, bet me $2,000 or some shit, knowing that you're not
hard
gonna
tech.
You know what I mean?
Word. Yo, money match me, bro. We playing for 300.
You can't constantly be downplaying, bro. You can't constantly be talking shit about Kid Smooth's skill, but then when he asks you to pull up a game, you say, "Oh, I'm good." Like that makes no sense in no world.
And the thing is, he's already played him, but there was like, no, we're only playing one match.
First off, kid, how
these are rounds. Like,
kid, how you gonna lose to him the first time you played? That's what I want to know, kid.
I was baiting him. I could have easily
baiting him.
Yeah, because I was like, all right, you know,
it didn't work.
I was going to do a gentleman's.
He was trying to flex on him, man.
He was trying. What it was is he was trying to beat him with the Lancer and said, "I didn't even use the shotgun." That's what was going on, and he got his cheeks clapped. Like,
that's the problem with Gears, though. Like 1v1 Gears is a literal cat and mouse game.
Yeah,
whoever pushes first is most likely going to die.
Yeah, you just got to be super patient.
If you push first, you're most likely going to die. Yeah, that's just the way of the land of Gears.
Why don't you try to do a team thing with him? Like he gets he gets some people.
Because I got too many people that dislike me, and so all those guys, the good people, are gonna go on Bond's team to baby him up, and I'm gonna be left with.
Best people
I mean, yeah, I could call it Erica's Merc sometimes. He be coming up short sometimes. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I know Merc be flexing on you also, but Merc be having those things where I really need Merc to come through.
Yeah, Merc.
But I really need him to come through, bro.
Merc's problem is definitely consistency with multiplayer games. I be seeing him. I'll be honest. I be seeing him play. He'll play COD. He'll have like one really good game, and then he plays like some good players, and he just gets shot on.
Let me just say that.
It is what it is, bro.
In defense of Merc and UPP, let me just say this, man. If Merc internet is like shoddy, then yeah, I got a chance to be, because Merc is a lot of them are better than me, which is fine.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
And I get jealous because I don't play as often as you guys. So I'm like, yo, these guys, like outside of, because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm decent in Gears. Like when I see you guys play, I'm like, all right, I know they ain't that much better than me. So
honestly, and blessed to tell you, like, I don't give a fuck that I'm turning halfway decent, but this is my first Gears, but I just play it a whole lot because I just it's fun with them, like, but for real, like, I wouldn't play that alone or anything. Like,
But Gears, I ain't gonna lie, Gears and Halo are actually the only one amongst the only games I can actually go in alone and feel good. You know how you feel like some games you have to go. You gotta go in like with the squad and stuff like that. Gears and Halo are games I don't feel like I need a squad. I would obviously love to play with people like Erica and Hustle and Merc, because it's more fun and you got more reliable. But they're also not games where I can literally jump in with strangers and be like, all right, and have a good day.
And I'll say this.
I can see that
before I go. Hey, Blessed, you remember that one night? I think it was the first night him and I had played together. It was me, you, Erica, Caboose, and I think Eric Empire was there, and we played against some dudes in their motherfucking Masters lobby. I don't want that.
I remember that.
I will never do that again. No, thank you.
In a Masters lobby.
All right, hold on.
That's just a different. That's just a different type of time, bro.
All right, everybody in the chat. Let me find this. Go right now to this this tweet that Kid Smooth has put in and like it. Damn. Go ahead and put it in there. I'm not signed into Xbox to YouTube, kid.
See what you put up, Smooth.
Put it in that call. I just want to see them play.
I'm retweeting that.
I want to see them play because I think Kid can, I really think Kid can beat him.
I try to convince Smooth. I think you can do it.
I try to convince Kid to play.
Since Kid Smooth plays more consistently than Bond. If Bond Lancers again, Kid Smooth has to figure out ways of like surviving the Lancer, like hiding behind cover. Like he has to make his route to Bond.
If he uses the Lancer, all he has to do is kill him one time and just chill and make Bond come to him. Like
that's right.
Yeah.
And if Bond do that bullshit and he try to hide behind cover, just with the Nash aim over cover on his ass and blow his head off his shoulders, like for real, or blindfold.
Kid, I think you could have took him in Halo.
Okay, well,
no, that's fucking.
I don't know about that.
I would not take that. I would not take that.
Oh shit! What happened?
What?
Had it.
Whoa. All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I think he could have took him in Halo.
Well, I don't know about that, but
that's
my man Eric Empire getting y'all shit though. Like if we gonna be real about it, he's probably the best person who I've seen play like Halo. Period. Like I caught him on stream. He was putting in work. That's my man. That's my guy.
That man, there. Eric loves bro. He's the max level in Halo Reach on PC, bro. He can't get any more experience. That man just plays that game all day. That's his multiplayer game. Besides Gears, that's what he plays, bro. Halo.
I don't even like Gears and the fucking Beast. I hate that shit. God damn it, I like Gears.
Yeah, I can't stand people like that. They don't like the game and they end up being
and they better.
He's good. Him and Caboose, I tried to. Oh my god, who was it?
Yeah, Caboose is nasty too. I used to be better, but like going like I don't know, man. My movement I feel like my movement sucks, and I'm missing more shots than I used to. When we used to have Gears 4 and Gears 5 lobbies, I feel like I used to play better. But right now, I don't. Like I'm still playing good comparatively to like everyone, but I feel like I could be playing better. I don't know. I don't play Gears 5 enough anyway, so
I do want to close this out though, because I got to get ready. Hop out of here, but I do want to just give a shout out to a couple announcements that we did get. We got the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater remaster for 1 and 2.
I'm so happy. Bro, the Tony Hawk games, right? 1, 2, and 3, and also like the Underground and American.
Underground was great.
Underground was
they played a huge part of my childhood. Yo, them Tony Hawk games made me want to become a skater. I got a skateboard and everything. I busted my ass and I stopped right then and there after I busted my ass. But I'm super happy.
I used to skateboard, so those hit home for me. Like those are like I used to hit up skate parks all the time.
PS1, right? Or PS2?
PS. I think PS1 and PS2.
N64. I had it for the N64 though. When I had it, when I had the first one.
That joint looked good. I seen the little
and they say if you pre-order it, they're gonna give you the warehouse.
Yeah, the warehouse,
which was
iconic
there was a
first
demo.
level.
Yeah. There was a demo on the PS1 that was the same level as the warehouse demo. So yeah, that shit looks fire. Yo, that special edition with the skateboard.
Yeah.
Fire,
yeah, I'm thinking about getting that, man. I'm thinking about it.
And
I lace that drink up and skate on it for real. Sure.
I'll definitely get that for nostalgia purposes. I wasn't into skateboarding, but I was into Tony Hawk, so ain't gonna lie. Mafia Trilogy.
Ooh,
fire.
Yo, have you guys seen the screenshots? Ooh,
I never played them. Oh yeah, huge. That's a remake, bro.
God,
it's not a remastered.
Those are entirely new assets, bro. That's not a
redone,
remake. Or like that's not a remaster, bro.
That's a remake. It gotta be. Yo, that shit look.
That shit look nice.
Oh my god, and that's all 3 of them. So
I'm buying that. I'm buying that.
They could have left that. They could have left out Mafia 3. That shit was ass.
They won. They could. Like, did you know people were bitching that Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remakes is $40? I was like, I mean, are they supposed to give the game away for free?
Are you serious?
It's only. I thought it was gonna be $60. That's $40.
Yeah.
Great deal.
It's like that's 2 games. 40. That's good as shit.
I don't see the problem, bro.
Yeah, they look good.
Usually remasters, they usually remasters of games or like collections of games, they go based off of how many games are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually games like the cheapest a game gets, the MSRP, the cheapest it gets is $20. So if you have 3
Sure.
games, $60, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 2 games for $20 a pop, and plus it's like
Mhm.
you can see that they're adding everything is staying the same as far as like the modes, even like the create a skate park, right? Because I used to go ham on
Yeah.
that shit. But you're gonna also be doing that online. They're gonna have new online modes,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can see like the huge difference. It's the same thing as the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, right? The huge difference with the assets and the graphics. That so to me, $40 that's
Yeah,
perfectly
that's worth
fine.
it, bro. Well, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, those were like sort of the kind of the highlights. There's a lot going on, and obviously we'll have more to talk about, likely some more impromptu podcasts with this Summer's Game Fest, which has been so far. I mean, like I guess it's fine because it's like daily stuff, but nothing really is hitting home like that with the Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
But I appreciate all you guys coming through, watching the podcast, showing us some love. Play the Xbox episode 12. Make sure you retweet the tweet that I sent out to Bond for challenge. Make him come in, and hopefully, I think the more that potentially grows, the potential pot in that, he'll probably say yes. But I know Bond's ducking; he don't want to catch the L to me. But we will see you guys definitely next Wednesday, same time. Wait, I'm not closing out, but I gotta. I do have to point this out before I leave because I know I'm gonna forget. Next week we will have Boomstick Gaming, Boomstick XL. He'll be joining us. I've been on like several of his podcasts, so he'll be here next Wednesday. So we
Might
should
want to
have
announce
something
the Last of Us thing too.
yeah. Did you send me the thumbnail?
I haven't got home yet.
Everybody know. Yes, the Last of Us challenges begins tomorrow. I will tweet.
Oh
Yeah.
my! I cannot, bro.
I'm gonna
Okay.
watch
Bro.
that shit, bro.
Yo, you're
I'm
getting,
gonna watch that.
you're gonna get paid
You're getting-
to play an easy game, bro.
No,
I
he gonna-
can't,
You're getting
bro.
paid.
No,
That's
here's the
so,
crazy part about
that's
it.
so
Oh, I'm not gonna
crazy.
say no. I'm not gonna say no.
Hey, Smooth, you got it, dog. You gonna win
Yeah,
this.
you
shit.
got it.
All right, hold on, but the okay, here are the arrangements. Kid cannot have help from the chat. Now he can
He
read
ain't
the
gonna
chat.
need it.
He doesn't need
People,
it.
no, listen to me. People can put stuff in the chat, but the people that have sponsored the actual challenge have the right to remove your message.
Okay.
So don't even try it because they will remove it because everyone's very serious about that for some reason. I mean, the way The Last of Us is a kind of a linear game. I don't know why like people
It
need help,
is.
but
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. That I put that in place to have people shut the fuck up. So you know, all of them will have the right. I told them they can't ban you unless you say some out the wall shit, but they can remove your message if you help them in any short shape or way or form.
I just want to say for the record, Smooth, you have nothing to worry about. I consider myself like pretty trash at games, but I ended up beating that game on my stream, the whole thing. You're
People
fine.
want to know when it starts tomorrow, kid.
You're fine. What time does it start?
I'm likely going to be starting this thing at like 8
it's tomorrow.
p.m. 8
Okay,
p.m.
cool.
Yeah.
You
All right.
Smooth, you got it. I ain't worried about
The
it.
Last of Us Grounded, that shit. At least to me, that shit
'Cause
is not hard. Like
All
that
you
shit
gotta
is not-
like it. All it is a stealth game at that point. Just
Mhm.
Yeah.
hide and don't
The
use
thing is,
weapons,
kid-
and
kid-
you.
No, don't
you're,
say
like,
nothing.
No,
Don't
no,
say
bless,
shh,
bless.
shh,
Don't
shh,
tell
shh.
him nothing. He'll
Yeah,
get it,
don't
though.
say
He'll
nothing.
get it.
That's up to him.
It's
if he-
obvious, though.
It's
Yeah,
clear-
like you're not gonna have.
I don't
enough
want.
ammo.
I don't want no one watching the stream who'd be like, "Bless helped him in that stream." So no more. of
Bro,
that,
he won't have enough ammo to kill everybody. He gon' bro.
I was about
Come
to
on
say
now.
the-
He gonna have
the
like
ammo
3
drops.
bullets. There's
Yeah,
gonna be like
not-
6 goons.
So
how
I
long
get
does
that,
he
but
have?
no. Let's just not. Let's not go.
How
in
many
this. Let's
hours?
just-
30.
He's
How
got
many hours
30
do you have?
hours.
30. Oh,
Smooth
got
guy.
that.
That's what I'm saying,
God,
bro.
saying.
This- Yo, he getting the bag. I'll watch it though.
I'm
And it's
Yeah.
$800.
Yo, that's
Yo,
shit.
he getting the bag,
Hey,
bro.
Smooth,
He
you got it.
getting
But
the
chances
bag.
are, if he wins it, he'll probably only get $750 because he owes Brandon $50.
What the
Bro.
that
Alright,
matter,
that ain't
Smooth?
nothing.
that's still.
Bro,
That's still
you
a
got
lot.
stimulus checks and this
Smooth.
man got gaming checks, bro.
I'm gonna say this before you
God
go.
damn.
I'm gonna say this before you end the podcast.
Do you agree to that though, kid? If you beat it, to let Brandon keep the 50 because
yeah. Oh, yeah,
owe him
okay.
50.
I'm gonna say this before we go, right? Before we depart. Smooth, take your after the COVID-19 thing. Take your wife and kids somewhere nice after the money you about to get, dog. I got 100% faith in what you doing. You got it, straight up.
Hey,
Like,
by that
cheating,
time, I actually
Kid is not the greatest at stealth games. He's gonna struggle.
He might struggle, but he'll get it. He'll get it.
the thing
Yeah,
is,
he'll learn.
oh my
That's a
god,
long-
the thing is though, the AI, like it's not gonna be that hard.
Nah,
bro.
Hey,
the game.
I don't even
The
want to-
AI is not that smart, bro.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they're not.
Grounded, even if he's not like not the greatest at stealth, grounded is gonna force him to stealth, and he's gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
So
you can
okay.
literally run through. Never mind. Let me fall back.
Kid, are you
can
gonna
run-
are you
Man,
gonna
let me
have
fall
a
back.
streaming schedule?
Let me hurry up out of here.
I'm not sure. I'll put it together tomorrow, but I gotta get out of here though.
This
yeah.
will end. This will end like 3 days before Last of Us 2 as well. So
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
good.
Yeah. All right. Yo, anybody else got anything to say before we hop out?
Yeah. No, I just want to go real quick. That whole shit in the beginning, I told Smooth that I was gonna do that, and there's no real beef. I'm not upset at him. You know, he just made fun of us PlayStation guys, so I decided to roast him back. So I don't want anybody to think that I was upset or mad or anything like that. Smooth
No,
is
shit, I
Smooth
didn't
is my
think
guy. I'm just saying for anybody, not you guys, but anybody in the chat. Smooth is my guy, and I told him beforehand that this was all gonna be fun and games, and to don't take this shit personally. I said that in the DM to everybody, so I just want nobody thinking that. But yeah, it was a great episode, man.
I would just like to say, follow me on Twitter at Hustle and Motivate. Follow me on Twitch at Hustle and Motivate. And Tuesday nights, watch the Ultra Preset podcast with Merc, Jazz, and Frogs. And occasional appearances by me, assuming my work schedule doesn't get out of hand very quickly. Thank you very much. And Smooth, thank you again for having me, man. And thank you for, putting my Twitter out there. I appreciate it because a few people did follow me behind that. And I really appreciate the support, man, because you don't have to do it, but I really do appreciate it.
No, anytime, man.
Catch me on the Iron Lords podcast every Sunday at 1 p.m. I'm pretty sure Kid's gonna be on this Sunday if he's able to show up.
I would just like to say that this was probably one of the best, most level-headed episodes we've had recently with the chat and the panel. Thank you, Sony Pressure Cooker, for coming through. Hustle and
It's
Motivate.
Blessed Red, bro.
Well, Bless Red, and Hustle and Motivate, and Addict coming through. Like, I appreciate it. You guys are great. Like,
I think
very
this is the
knowledgeable.
second week I've been here, isn't it?
Yeah, shit like
In a
very
row,
common
in a
ass
row.
people. So I'm fucking with it. Kadoi Chai on Twitter. Same spelled here.
Okay.
Huh?
No, I'm saying spell it, but it's the same. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
It's the same spelled here. The Kadoi and then Chai like Chai tea. So yeah, and thanks Smooth, thanks panel, and good night.
All right. Is that it?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at DopestJ. Hit me up on Twitter if you guys want some good thoughts. Other than that, we out.
Awesome, man.
I started playing Halo 2 single player with meds. I streamed it the beginning. I may stream it again. I don't know. It depends on my mood.
Yeah.
Blessed Red, Twitch. That's it.
What do you guys consider the best Halo campaign?
You asked a question when I'm trying to shut off this damn stream.
I thought we was offline.
No.
You guys for watching. Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe.
Wait, Eggbug is the best bug.
Oh
He's
shit!
the best
you got
bot.
it.
Hit the like button.
Gang.